Excellent. Hello, friends. You need some talking while I figure this out.
Hey guys, welcome to Perth. We are hosting our last Reg F tournament. It's a cup and it's going to be in Perth. And for our first match, we have Robert Chen and Jared Clappin. And as you can see, Robert's actually running a very well-known side spam team with Fluttermane, Chen, Chi-Yu, Tornadus, and Landrosai. Looks like a team which has a lot of spread moves. And Jared is also running a very similar team.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a mirror match going on. Not quite, but...
Is it? Things are the other way around, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Have to fix that.
Yep, I fixed that up.
Have I fixed that up?
That's corrected now.
Wait, is it?
I think it will change the players. So Robert's player 2 and Jared's player 1. Based on this side.
Yeah, that's fixed now. Cool. So, we are looking at...
Sorry about that mix up.
Lots of technical
issues today.
versus Ogerpon and Cresselia. Okay, interesting league to start off with.
Interesting part is what do you call it?
So, yeah, Jared started off with a very standard offense lead.
So Cresselia needs to be aware of the Chi-Yu, and as you can see, Rob's actually gone for the follow me to avoid any dark pulse.
Yeah.
Right into that.
It's a lot of spread damage, so I mean.
Ooh, and the burn. Nor does it matter because Cresselia does have Lunar Blessing over here.
It does, yeah.
And it looks like Robert's actually setting up a Trick Room, and most likely the Saluna might. He doesn't have it anymore, does he? No, he doesn't. I'm all over the place right now.
Yeah, me too. We're just warming up, friends. But yeah, it looks like he's got his Trick Room up, so that's basically all that he wanted out of this turn. Once something goes down, then that Ursaluna is going to go absolutely wild. And does he have an Ursaluna? He does not. Okay, we're still warming up.
Well, yeah.
But
as you can see, Jared's taken down one of Rob's Pokemon, and Jared's at full health basically.
That's a free switch in, isn't it?
And the other part is the Fluttermane does have a Focus Sash. So if Rob wants to take it down, he has to,
Yeah, I don't know if the Flutter is really the issue at the moment, because that Chi-Yu is looking menacing right now.
Correct, especially against Cresselia.
Yeah.
And with it locked into Heat Wave,
it's
hitting the Reg I very hard.
And it is Scarf, so he's not going to be able to take it out on this turn, but he's going to have to play a little bit carefully now the Trick Room is up. I mean, he is a little bit passive here right now, but let's see. Nope. That's okay.
Okay.
I got it.
He's just learning how this works.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so we are tearing into fire. That's a very smart decision. Reg Ice is very, very specially bulky, so this is going to...
Oh, is it setting up Chi-Yu? That's very interesting. I think Rob might have been expecting a switch in over here. Maybe the Iron Crown or something along those lines. And looks like another Shadow Ball right into the Cresselia.
Yeah, that's going to
super effective.
Quite hard.
Oh.
It does hang on though.
And with the Heat Wave,
that's enough to pip it. Yeah.
So Jared's taken a massive lead over here. He's down, Robert's down 2 versus 4. And looks like a very uphill battle here for Robert now.
Not necessarily, because he does still have some Trick Room turns, and he's got both of his heavy hitters in now. The Flutter is a little bit of a concern, given that he has Regidrago, because he won't be able to hit that with any of his stab moves. But if he can get through that, I think that he might be able to hit through the rest of the team.
Yeah, correct. He needs to take down the Flutter here, though. So he has... the only other attacking move Regidrago has is Terra Blast. So
yes, and he's already hit his Terra, so that is completely incapable of hitting the Fluttermane now. So it's going to be interesting to see how Robert plans to get out of this situation. Maybe this is just an experiment and he's going to move into game 2 with a slightly different game plan. We'll see how this plays out. So Chi leaves the field.
Which is quite interesting. And obviously, I don't think the Flooders are really endangered over here, given Jared's massive lead as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this makes sense, given Flutter's commanding position here, even inside of Trick Room. I think Jared's play is to try and play his way out and see if he can't make it through using his supports and then clean up once Trick Room is expired.
Oh, very nice protect there.
Yeah, good defensive play from Jared. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know that Ice Beam was getting through anything there. Even, like, he has his sash intact, so the Flutter was staying on the field regardless, but...
Oh, and it's a critical one-hit.
That was through the Psychic Seed boost
yeah,
as well. So... Jared may have his work cut out for him a little bit, but Crown on the field now. That might take a little bit from the Terror Blast coming in, but we'll see.
Again, the Flutter is still in a very, very safe spot, so...
Yeah, I think all that he has to do is make his way through. He can't go down in one turn at the moment because, like I mentioned before, the Regidrago cannot touch it at all. So Regis needs 2 turns to make it through.
And Jared's cooking with the Focus Blast on Iron Crown, actually. I haven't seen that move before.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a very risky play going with a 70% accuracy move, but I can see the rationale behind it.
Much better than Fisher Dondozo, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the target here could be the Flutter main.
Yeah,
most likely.
Yeah, that looks like... I mean, anticipating an Ice Beam here into the Flutter, absolutely. So, if I'm counting right, there might only be...
One more turn of Trick Room. So I think it's an easy protect here for Jared's Flutter main to exhaust the final turn of Trick Room.
Yeah, he's tickling the run button there, so maybe...
Hopefully he doesn't click it by mistake, though, so...
See what happens.
It's a very interesting team, though.
Yeah, one more turn of Trick Room. Yeah, the triple Reggies. I believe that team has seen some use at a tournament recently. It's very...
I remember Vulti ran about 6 Reggies for our local limitless tour, which was
That's insane.
quite interesting. Yeah,
because you can run 6 Reggies now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just hit him with the E-Force. Oh.
It'll be interesting to see how Robert plays game 2. He might actually try and bring in that Reg Steel because it's actually quite good into most of Jared's Pokemon, in exception to the Chi-Yu. Yeah. But it's quite interesting to know that the Iron Crown does have Focus Blast.
Yeah.
And that could actually affect the Reg Steel. But then again, it's 70% accurate, so how will that play out would be very, very interesting.
Maybe just brings it into dodge.
Correct.
What's the terror on that Registeel? It is flying.
Yeah.
So that would be a very, very good defensive terror in either one of those situations.
Correct. So do we see the Registeel in game 2 is the question. It looks like the game 1's pretty much sealed here, and with Chad taking the first game, but...
Yeah, I think Robert may have to...
Hung on.
That's Registeel for you. What a strong defensive wall that is.
The icy win was very, very interesting.
It's a Salt Festa as well, so I'm not surprised that lived, but it's not going to make it another turn.
Never say never, but yeah.
You're right. All right. And there it goes down. So it's going to be interesting to see how...
That's the end of the game 1, and it'll be interesting to see how...
Robert adjusts going into game 2. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So yeah, it seemed like that was a bit of a failed experiment on Robert's part to try and get the Trick Room up and bring his heavy hitters in the back, but...
I think he could have saved his Overcon there, maybe gone for a bluff or something along those lines.
Perhaps. I mean, it looked good out of turn 1 just because he got the Trick Room up, but I think the main problem there was that the Registeel was really struggling to do any meaningful damage at all to the Flutter main in particular. So he might have to conserve his terror.
You can see the charge locked in very quickly here, and he's pretty much gone for what he did in game 1.
Yeah, if it works, right?
Yeah, if it works, why do we need to change the formula? So
yeah, it's a very interesting kind of 2-2-2 composition from Jared. He's got the Flutterfish, he's got the Side Spam mode, and then he's got the double genies. I think that any mixing between there would be a little bit sort of counterintuitive here.
Correct, yes. This team might actually hate White Guard Teleporter, but...
yeah. He's just hoping he doesn't run into it at all. But no, it looks like he has the two pairings like pretty much locked in with how he goes. I think that Jared may have to, that Robert may have to leverage his fire type defense a little bit more effectively.
Or do you think Robert might actually change the game and bring Tornadoes in this time and go in the Tailwind mode? That would be quite interesting as well.
Yeah, I think there might be a decent chance of that happening. Maybe he goes all in on the Ogerpon because
correct, yeah.
Like that has a lot of defensive utility into Flutterfish in particular. So it looks like that's what he's done.
But again, we still have to remember that the Flutter needs to be hit twice. So I could see Rob going for Tailwind over here.
Let's see what happens.
Give me OCD that Jared always hovers over the run button for some reason.
Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. So it looks like Jared is considering just going all in, and maybe it's risky to tank a hit from the Cudgel, but he is in a relatively safe position here, it must be said. Between the Sash on the Flutter and the resist on the Chi-Yu, he might be able to get both attacks off either way.
Oh.
So yeah, it looks like the Tailwind is up.
And there's no Terra from either end.
No, so he's just going for a dry hit into the Flutter, getting a little bit of a lead as he can, but it's going to be a little bit, I'm a little bit apprehensive to see if either of these make it through the turn. Yeah, Moonblast pits the Tornadoes with a crit.
I don't think the crit matters.
No,
most
very much not.
But then again, depends how Robert's Tornadoes is trained as well.
Again, a similar kind of offense mindset to Game 1.
Yeah, but you have to remember that the special defense shop's also present because of Chi's ability.
Yes, of course. No, this looks like, yeah, he's gone for a very similar thing, like sacked his setter and able to bring his hard hitters in. So.
And Jared's actually, and Robert's actually in a very, very good position right now.
Yeah, because he can just cudgel into the Flutter again, and he has a free Dragon Energy into anything in the back. So this is, I think, the kind of game plan that he was going for in Game 1, but I just don't think that the Trick Room was the play.
Right, correct.
So it's going to be interesting to see if Tailwind is able to prove the theory.
It would be interesting if Jared decides to actually switch in his Chi-Yu for Iron Crown in this particular Flutter, because then Dragon Energy wouldn't do that much damage. But does Robert actually call out the Chi-Yu switch in and just cudgel into the Chi-Yu slot?
It looks like that's what he's locked in. Let's see what hits the field. It's the Iron Crown. So that's a good call, something to resist the Dragon Energy, but it's not going to take it well, I don't think. That's a very strong attack.
Yeah, Steel Dodge is his Dragon type move, but then full HP Dragon Energy is...
Yeah. Iron Crown is not known for its defensive prowess, so we'll have to see if it's able to take two of these
you can see that Robert's not taking any risks. He didn't want to call out the Protect or not, so he just went for a safe play there.
That makes sense. I think he's going to try and save the Flutter Main for later. Maybe bring in the Indeedee and try and get... that actually took that very, very well, so I think that's the plan that he's going for. Bring in the Indeedee, potentially sack it to the Cudgel, try and get a big expanding force out and ride out the Tailwind.
Correct. So Iron Crown's surely going to get an attack off here, unless
it depends on the
Robert
speed order.
Depends to Terra.
Yeah, I mean, he is in a little bit of a bind here because, like, the Ivy Cudgel is a fairly easy prediction to make into the Iron Crown. Maybe he protects it this turn and just hopes that he can bring the Indeedee in to survive the turn for the Follow Me.
Follow Me. Yeah, because the last time it was a crit that bought the Indeedee down.
It all depends on what the Ogerpon decides to target this turn.
You got to remember that if, what do you call it, he could Terra pin Iron Crown as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because if it Terra's into water, then Reg I can take it down.
So I think Jared's aiming to sidestep all of that with a protect here, but this play could very well blow up in his face if he dodges the Indeedee.
And you can see there's no terror from anywhere.
The Psychic Seed could save him here. Doesn't look like it.
And I think this is a very, very safe expanding force.
Yeah, he has survived the turn, so it looks like he's hedged his bets. And that's a big hit. Fantastic.
That was very powerful.
Yeah. And with the Tailwind gone from the field, he's able to just double protect this turn potentially and make his way out. I hope they can't hear us.
No, they can't. Oh, fine. Oh, they can't hear us.
Yeah. This looks like a very free double protect to me. But
one turn of Tailwind.
One more
and
turn
we have
of
the Psychic
Tailwind.
terrain still up as well.
Yeah. I still think that Reg I might be able to survive the following turn.
Reg I might actually just decide to start spamming Icy Winds over here.
Yeah, I think that's the way that it gets through.
With the Terra, what do you call it? Terra Fire on Reg I, sorry. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm getting there.
We're going to be updating the sprites as we go, sorry. Not a very, very professional Pokemon setup, but we're trying our best.
That's alright, we'll get more professional as we go. Oh, that's it.
And there you go, you can see the Fire Terra.
The Fire Terra. This is going to make this very, very durable. I don't anticipate it leaving the field anytime soon.
Okay, the Protect on the Regidrago was very, very interesting.
Yeah, I don't see Jared doing anything other than double protecting here, so perhaps he was anticipating something, but
yeah,
it seems like Robert's conceded a little bit. He is in a very safe position with that Reg Ice in particular, but not good to concede that kind of ground, I don't think. We'll see what his plan is, though.
I think Robert's safest out here could be a double protect, but then again, you do have the Chiyu in next turn, and the Chiyu is faster than the Regidrago, though the Regidrago could resist Chiyu's moves. But I don't see Chiyu locking into any sort of fire type moves.
Not at this point.
Yeah.
I think the Snarl would be the way to go if he was to hit any one protect.
Or Dark
Pulse.
Yeah, most likely. Because Snarl's not going to take care of Regi except full HP. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So you can see that Jared's actually called out Rob really, really well.
Yeah.
He didn't actually Terra, he's Iron Crown.
Imagine nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So what does the Reg Ice do here? I think it's an Icy Wind.
Yeah, it's definitely able to take down the Flutter this turn, I believe.
And the problem here is I haven't played Reg Ice that much. His Reg Ice still faster than Iron Crown after an Icy Wind drop.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss.
Oh, it's a miss.
Yeah, I was doubtful about Reg Ice's ability to tank out even through the GU, but that's just extra salt in the wound, I think. There might still be an out here, but I think it's just too much damage, right?
Yeah. I think it's a safe Shadow Ball and Expanding Force here. So, but let's see how we go. But then again, I think Dark Pulse from Chiyu will be able to pick it up honestly.
Oh, very close.
Again, with the 1 HP as last game.
Yeah, I think Chiyu has managed to take this one out.
I like how Jared saved his Chiyu for the end game. That was really, really well done. So, well done, Jared. Good game 1.
Yeah, excellent work.
Game 1, game 2, set match.
Game 1 and game 2. Well done.
And then this will be the last turn. Oh, okay, Jared going to the
That's a
overheat.
BM.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If he missed that, that would be very, very funny. I'm not gonna lie. I would be laughing on screen, but
But that was a full health to you. I don't think it would have made a difference,
correct.
I think.
Yeah.
But still, very impolite. Well done, Jared.
Unfortunately, we don't have a camera today. Otherwise, but are we having winners interviews? I think we can have Jared up here. Yeah.
Andrew, we're talking through the same mic.
How's that? Hello? Hello? Hello?
That would mean we have no audio at all. Oh,
Yeah, that works now.
cool.
Works on that. So we didn't get anything on Jared, so. I'm going to pause that. We'll be starting round 2 shortly. We're just going to take a little break and we'll be right back.
Alright, so we are back for round 2, moving right along today. We've got a great matchup here at the moment. We are up against Timothy Nurse, facing Orion Oregonal.
Why does this look like a Reg I tournament for some reason?
Oh gosh. Hopefully we have the right teams. No one ends up with an unfair advantage, per se.
You can just say, if you guys want to steal that, you can, but...
Excellent, that looks more like what we have. So we're looking at a Rainbridge build, which is not something you see all that often in Reg F historically. It definitely exists, but...
Yeah, and I think Tim's here just for fun. He has reached his BFL for cups.
Yeah,
so it'll be quite interesting to see how he guns against Oreo in this one. And that wasn't a pun by any way. Yeah. So Oreo is running a very standard balanced team with...
Yeah, it looks like bot balance to me.
Correct, yeah.
So this is Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, and Fluttermane.
Yeah. And the most annoying part in this team is the Flutter main with that hand away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a support Flutter. It looks like he's going to be doing balanced stuff. Interesting call out is that he has sword stance on the Ogerpon. It's not a standard balance one.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to be pushing for a little bit of offense here. Against Timothy's Rainbridge team, we're looking at Pelipper, Archaludon, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Chien-Pao, Amoonguss, and Fluttermane. That's a Specs Flutter with Taunt. Very interesting stuff.
It'll be quite an interesting battle here, given the dynamics of Orio's team, and especially that Archaludon. I'm pretty sure Tim's going to be bringing that Archaludon. It's only Flutter and Raging Bolt who can actually deal good damage to it from Orio's
good
end.
sturdy Dragon type to soak up all of that Firewater Grass offense.
And stamina goes crazy, let's be honest.
It absolutely does. He has to watch out for the Urshi, of course, but everything else will be pretty well at hand. It can absorb the fake outs with stamina. It's going to be interesting to see how Orion navigates the Archaludon in particular.
Oh, and we have life of Chien-Pao.
That's very interesting. I'm not sure if that really has a place within this particular matchup. It seems very vulnerable to Intimidate. It seems very vulnerable to a lot of different attacks. He has Grassy Glide Ogerpon, so I'm not sure if that goes down in one hit to...
With Terra, I don't think it does, but with a double up from Ogerpon and Rillo, yeah, most likely.
Yeah, 2 Grassy Glides would definitely do it. But still, that Chien-Pao is very, very vulnerable.
And you can see Tim taking his time in team preview here.
Yeah.
Is he bringing out... Oh.
It looks like he might be dodging it to begin with. Oh, he brings it. Okay. But without the rain is very interesting. I think he's relying on body press in particular to tide him through this one. It could be all he needs.
Correct. Given how physical Orio's team is, there's no way for Oreo to actually take it down. He needs to preserve his special attackers for his endgame. And you can see a very classic lead here.
Very balance oriented at the moment. It would appear that Timothy is on the right side of this lead to begin with the Amoonguss. That Fluttermane is not holding Dazzling Gleam, so it seems like the Amoonguss could just Rage Powder and soak everything up.
Yeah, it does have the taunt though, and it also is Terra Grass. So does Tim call this out and just go for a Sludge Bomb? Oh wait, yeah, he does have Sludge Bomb there.
He does have Sludge Bomb. Is it a Helmet Amoonguss? It is.
Yeah.
So
you could be seeing a U-turn into a Sludge Bomb here, given that Tim's Urshifu is the Rapid Strike.
Yeah, just calling that out. Yeah, so that Urshifu was not staying on the field, I don't think. Doesn't want to be taking any Rocket Helmet chip. It's replaced by the Rillaboom.
Very, very good switch in there. And will the Flutter go for a taunt, or would just go for a Moonblast strike into that Urshifu?
I would imagine a taunt, but it looks like Timothy is accounting... Oh, so the Flutter has gone for a Grass Terror. That's very interesting. Trying to soak the Surging Strikes.
The Surging Strikes as well, and to be resistant from that Spore as well, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
If it's all going for a taunt. And you can see that Tim's also going for a Terra. He doesn't want to risk it, so it's a Fire Terra on the Urshifu just in case. There's no guessing games here.
Yeah, we have quad grass types on the field at the moment, which is very interesting.
4 grass types on the field.
I think that if Timothy chose to fire out a Sludge Bomb from his Amoonguss right now, he could be hitting into.
So you can see Tim actually went here for a Terra pin. So he's like, oh, you better you Terra or not. I'm just going to double into your Fluttermane and get rid of it.
If he's followed up with a Sludge Bomb, this is going to do some significant damage, if not outright taking the KO.
Yeah.
It looks like it holds on. No poison right now, but yeah, this is an interesting position to find ourselves in. Tim considering swapping for the Archaludon right now, which seems like a good position to put himself in.
The Rillaboom and the Fluttermane here aren't doing a lot of damage to the Amoonguss.
No, not at all. And they can just fire out Sludge Bombs into both of these grass types.
Correct.
So
Amoonguss is quite a tank here.
Tim's still in the driver's seat here.
And you can see that Tim's actually decided to switch out into that Archaludon.
Yeah, Urshifu leaving the field in favor of the Archaludon. It looks like Oreo has called this to some extent. Let's see what hits the field. The Raging Bolt. Interesting. So...
Ooh, very
hit with the Thunder Wave. That's going to hamper this Arcaligon's progress significantly, I think, in exchange for the KO. So a little bit of repositioning in play here.
Now we do know that, what do you call it, Orio's last two Pokemon. They're both physical attackers here with the Urshifu and the Rillaboom.
Yeah.
But the good thing here is Tim's already Terra, so it could be a very safe, close combat into Arcaligon.
It could, and I think it might have to be, because that close combat is pretty much the only significant way that that Oreo is going to be able to get through this Arcaligon, I think. The Dragon Pulse might do some damage with a couple of Calm Minds from the Raging Bolt.
Yeah, I think that Raging Bolt here would have to go for a very, very safe.
Yeah, so if Oreo has a win condition at this point, it's that. And
you can see that
switch
up there.
Yeah, Tim is able to leverage that very, very convincingly by just bringing in the Flutter on that immunity.
And I think the taunt ends here for the for the Amoonguss as well. So this could be a very, very safe Rage Powder to get away from the Thunderclap and Aqua Jet as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That looks like a very safe Dazzling Gleam behind the Rage Powder. Is the taunt still up?
No, it ended this turn. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is an option that's available to the Amoonguss right now. I think...
I loved Tim's positioning there. The way he caught Oreo off guard there with the switching in and switching out of Archaludon and Fluttermane.
Absolutely. That was a very, very good thing, because that Fluttermane is absolutely untouchable this turn. So this looks like free damage for Tim. Let's see how he takes advantage. He's thinking about it. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting call. So taking advantage of the idea that Oreo is probably not going for the Thunderclap this turn, and instead sporing into the Raging Bolt, which goes straight into a Protect. Let's see. That's big damage on Gorilla. Okay, so this is a slightly more interesting position now that Oreo's managed to get his Rilla onto the field, where that's completely immune to the Rage Powder, so the Flutter is now suddenly vulnerable again. I don't think he's going to risk leaving it open to Thunderclap a second time. However, I don't see
any other way to break through it.
Absolutely not. So we could be seeing the Archaludon reach the field again, or maybe he just goes for the damage. That's going to be a significant hit.
Damage there.
Yeah.
And the special attack drop. Oreo didn't really want to see that, because
but that's a big trade. Let's see what the Amoonguss has gone for here.
With the special attack drop, I think he was going for Dragon Pulse into the Amoonguss. That's what the Raging Bolt was going for. I was going to say Raging Lego. Yeah. And you can see that didn't do much after the special attack drop. And
that was quite impactful, but Amoonguss still able to get some value out of this turn.
It looks like Amoonguss is just there having fun, just staying on the field, not doing any... I mean, it's doing a lot, actually. I'll call it the MVP of this round, honestly. You can see just how threatening that Amoonguss is for Oreo's team at this point.
Quite. It's, just able to sit on everything that he has. It's going to be interesting to see how Oreo decides to adjust going into game 2, especially given that Tim didn't bring the rain here. There's a little bit of play in that. But this game is still going. Let's see how they play it out. So the Urshifu is still a Grass-type Terror, so it's not that afraid.
To close combat.
Nice, so it feels safe to take out that Sleeping Raging Bolt and remove it from the game entirely. With those drops, though, it's going to be interesting to see how much the U-turn does. It doesn't have U-turn. It has high horsepower, so very, very safe.
And still survive.
A significant hit, but not enough to take
terrain's
KO.
not up either,
so
close combat's going to go first, unfortunately, And again, Amoonguss has a very, very safe score on the opposing Urshifu.
I don't think Oreo has much play here anymore.
And Urshifu can't protect either, because there's another Urshifu with that fist.
And lest we forget, this is still a Rocky Helmet Amoonguss, so that Rage Powder is incredibly safe, and it's going to take a bunch of chip without even having to attack. There goes the Rillaboom.
So the interesting endgame here is Urshifu going to close combat into the opposing one. It doesn't really matter because if it does go down, you still get that spore into Urshifu anyway, and you can just endgame from there.
With all of those defense drops, Tim's Urshifu feeling incredibly safe. I think that this game is reaching a close.
And there's another close combat there, and I think this.
Okay.
Quite interesting. I think there was a meme in most.
Yeah, just stretching it out just a little bit, but not by
all
much.
in good spirit. How do you think Oreo is going to adjust against it?
Well, it's a bit of an interesting thing because the obvious answer would be to bring one of his fire types to try and focus down on it that way, but there's always the threat of the Pelipper in the back.
Yeah, I think that's why he didn't actually bring any of his fire types in game one. Just
he
because
was
of the Pelipper. Yeah,
trying to call that out, and it does have to be said that Pelipper is not a bad call at all in this matchup for Tim.
It hits Urshifu, it hits Rillaboom.
Yeah,
it hits Incineroar.
And it's able to just call everything away from its teammates and just sit on the field.
The only thing that Pelipper doesn't like is that Raging Board, in all honesty. But then again, that Raging Board only has Thunderclap to hit it with. So this is the only thing I really don't like about the calm mindset of Raging Board.
Absolutely, it's so vulnerable to faster fairy types. I mean, mostly Fluttermane, but other ones as well. You do see the occasional Sylveon. Other things that can tear into the fairy type.
It's been a while since I've seen Sylveon, but
yeah, it's a good mon.
It's
I really like
that
it.
endgame with Raging Board versus Raging Board where they both tear a fairy and it's a
it's just
that is
you just
so
have
annoying.
to call it out.
And the faster Thunderclap wins, or you just calm mind until the end.
Yeah, Amoonguss a very, very strong pick in this meta. Not something you see that often because most people gravitate towards Rillaboom as their grass type of choice, but very, very useful, in particular into Urshifu because it can just put a stop to all of that.
Correct.
So, yeah, Tim locking in the Archaludon straight up this time. The Amoonguss very, very much a part of his game plan. It's going to be interesting to see if he just goes for the same or if he locks in the Pelipper this
Looks
time.
like he's done the same this time as well.
If Oreo calls out the continued benching of the rain mode and brings his Ogerpon this time, then we could have a much more interesting game going in. And even if he doesn't, well, it's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts.
He's adjusted here by bringing in the Raging Board and the Fluttermane instead of the Urshifu. So let's see how this game goes.
Yeah, giving a lot more thought towards the Amoonguss this time. It feels like he might be able to get up a fairly free calm mind with the Raging Bolt straight up. It's going to be interesting to see how the Archaludon responds.
With Dragon Pulse, I guess, or Flash Cannon. Obviously, it can just hit one of them.
That's a lot of
super effective damage.
Yeah, so it's
you can
true
see
that
Oreo's terroring again.
Yeah, so he's firing out the fairy, just hedging against that Dragon Pulse straight away.
Call this out again.
Exactly. It does have to be said that Fluttermane is not only vulnerable this first turn, but he has made a commitment with the booster energy off the rip here. So,
Ooh, that did a lot more than I was expecting. Oh, it was a crit. Okay,
it was a crit, but
that's not really good for Oreo. I don't think Oreo wanted that crit.
Let's see what the Amoonguss has done here.
This time he gets a crit.
Not very. Yeah, very unlucky. So
again, Fluttermane out in the first turn.
Yeah, Tim definitely taking advantage of the vulnerability of that Fluttermane on that first turn. It was very disinclined to switch out and lose the booster energy, but it also couldn't protect. And it does look like he has brought the Ogerpon this time. Very interesting. He's learned his lesson from that Amoonguss. Let's see how Tim responds. That Regibolt is sitting in a very comfy position at the moment. It is vulnerable to a Spore potentially. We'll see if...
and it's going to get hit, whether it's in or out of Terra.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does have that special defense boost now, so the Flash Cannon won't be quite as effective as perhaps it would have been on turn one. But yeah, he's still got enough play to sort of like make his way through the turn. So looks like Tim is committing his Terra Heal into the Amoonguss, which makes a lot of sense. Staring down that Ivy Cudgel. Still going to do quite a fair amount of damage, but
You think Raging Bolt goes for another Calm Mind here? Could be. Quite.
He could well do. I mean, it does have to be said that the Ogerpon does not have Follow Me.
Follow Me, yeah.
Just firing an attack into that Archaludon, trying to get some damage off on it as quickly as he can.
Oh, he completely ignored the Among Us.
Yeah, doubled it, and it almost worked. So Ogerpon is going to be able to take that out next turn if it stays in.
Oh, that did more damage.
Yeah,
Among Us is here calling shots out.
It really is. So it's looking very, very safe now against that Raging Bolt because of the Terra Fairy. It's under no obligation to continue to click Sludge Bomb. So in essence, the Raging Bolt cannot touch it if Tim decides that it doesn't want to be touched.
Correct, yeah.
So,
and Oreo also has to play this endgame well because he has to remember that Among Us is on a taunt timer.
It is.
Yeah.
It does have to be said though that now that type has changed on the Among Us, it could be vulnerable to one of Orion's pieces in the back.
And that was a very interesting hit into the Archaludon because I was thinking he would have actually targeted something else.
Yeah, it does look like the Arch was going down this turn, but I fully anticipate a trade with the Ogerpon this time. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Tim just has another turn of taunt left on his Among Us.
He does.
Yeah, and Oreo's down to 2 Pokemon, which is, I think he might have the Incin at the back or some sort of fake art Pokemon. So it could be that or it could be the Rillaboom. I don't think he's bringing the Urshifu in.
You don't think so?
I don't think so after what happened in game 1 and how Mungus kind of like played around him. And there you go.
Yeah, there's the Rillaboom. So that could take a fairly heavy Woodhammer this turn.
Yeah, and Mungus still doesn't have access to the Rage Powder here.
Yeah, no.
And Fluttermane has to lock into an attacking move. Not necessarily, it could go for a taunt, which could be quite interesting to avoid that Thunderclap.
Yeah, so Oreo is in actually quite a good position at the moment. He's down 2 Mons, but these two are bulky enough to soak up a few hits from the Flutter, and he does have the firepower to potentially make his way through the Amoonguss. Just faking out this turn to get the safe Thunderclap.
Another Moonblast. Oof.
Yeah, it does have to be said that the Raging Bolt is entirely passive in this position at the moment.
Correct.
So Amoonguss can just Rage Powder and completely nullify it.
How many Sludge Bombs does this Amoonguss have? That's another thing.
Well, let's find out in a second.
Or how many Calm Minds does Raging Bolt?
I think that was its third. So we could end up with potentially quite a long endgame here, depending on how the chips fall and what Tim's 4th Mon is in the back.
Does Oreo go for a Thunderclap into the... what do you call it? And then Woodhammer into the... Oh, okay, he protected.
No, he's just getting some recovery to prep for the endgame. I anticipate a Grassy Glide into the Fluttermane this turn. That makes sense.
You think Rillaboom would survive the Sludge Bomb here? It depends. I think it doesn't, even with an Assault Vest.
No, if it does, it'll be close.
Oh,
yeah.
it does.
So
Okay,
the Assault Vest saves the day, but the
But it
poison
got
comes
poisoned.
through.
Oh,
That hurts.
Tim's just...
So now that's on a significant timer. Does the Amoonguss have Protect? It does. So I think we're staring down the barrel of an Amoonguss Raging Bolt endgame here.
Yeah.
We could be here a while, Warren.
Rillaboom just has 1 turn left to survive, so I don't know what it's
Yeah.
going for. Most likely Grassy Glide, and I don't think Urshifu is going to click into Aqua's area because
This Urshifu could, oh, so he's locked in the Aquajet very quickly. So
I'm wrong.
I don't see Oreo making it through this. I'm afraid if Tim's able to conserve the Urshifu. Although that said, he has choice locked into Aquajet now, so we could still be here for quite a while.
Yeah, for sure. Does he go for another Calm Mind? No, he doesn't. Okay, went for a Thunderclap.
Had the Thunderclap there, I think, just to try.
I can see him Calm Minding, something.
Yeah.
But let's see. But I think Thunderclap is safe because how long is Amoonguss going to Rage Powder for?
He has very limited Thunderclaps here, so I think this comes down to a mind game.
Yeah, for sure.
If he is able to sneak a Thunderclap through onto the Urshifu on the right turn, then this evens things out considerably for Oreo. But that's a very, very long shot just to equalize the position. Tim's still very much in the driver's seat here. It'll just take a little bit of time.
It depends how fast they lock in moves. You can see this is very, very quick here.
Like, even if it does come down to a timer win, like, Tim has the Pokemon advantage, so I think either way he doesn't. And that Aqua Jet is doing more damage than I would have expected it to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think he wins the War of Attrition here.
And you can see Amoonguss again, MVP of game number 2 as well, but it's not over yet. He still has that, what do you call it? Still has the leftovers as well, and PP keeps reducing. So what does Oreo go for here? Does he actually decide, okay, fuck it, let me just calm mine, let me maybe protect, scout out what this Amoonguss is going to do? It's going to be a PP battle for sure.
I think he's taking a gamble every single turn here.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Tim has no reason not to click. Yeah, so there is a little bit of that as well. It's not going to help him against the Urshifu, but yeah, Tim has no reason not to click Rage Powder until he can be sure that either all of the Thunderclaps are gone, or that the Raging Bolt is low enough to just win out with Sludge Bomb.
You can see that it does a bit of damage, but then it's coming back. But
that...
I actually need to calculate the damage and the recovery of it.
Yeah, and the grassy terrain is already gone now as well.
I love spectating.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, how's your day going, Warren?
I think it's better than these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing this, to be honest. Giving me plenty of time to update all of the things that I need to update.
Maybe time we have lunch, but...
Yeah, I haven't had anything to eat yet today, so... Maybe I should go over and order my dinner while this is playing out.
So I don't think there's much to say besides mind games, honestly.
I don't even see this as mind games at this point. Like, Tim's whole game plan is just to whittle it down with Aqua Jet against the... It's
a very calm...
Yeah, absolutely. So I forget how many power points Rage Powder is supposed to have.
32 in total, so I'm thinking about 25 to go.
Yeah,
most
so
likely.
Definitely enough to outlast the Thunderclaps. And
you can see 26, so it's 25 now.
So I mean the Aqua Jets may well run out, but I don't see that happening. I think it out damages in the long run. It's doing
you can see he's going down to yellow now.
Yeah. So it'll be tight if Oreo does have a chance here.
What if Oreo didn't actually Terra his Raging Bolt? That'd be quite interesting as well.
Experiment time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely, 100%.
Yeah. So they might be holding off the round a little bit here, but.
I mean, it's VGC, the
so
time decides for itself.
He tried his luck there, but again...
Tim's just playing the safe game.
Tim is just locking everything that he needs to lock. He might be getting low enough that he might be able to push with Sludge Bomb soon, but...
Upper Jet's 24 on PP, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe 16.
16, was it? Okay.
We'll see the next time he clicks it.
Then it's going to be a struggle endgame.
Yeah. I very much doubt this. Oh, that was a crit there.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's unlucky. So he's definitely just
going
all in on the claps
now. Tim's gotten a crit, a poison, a special attack.
Yeah, he got everything
Oreo's just
needed.
waiting for something, but...
I mean, the longer a game goes, the more likely these RNG events are liable to happen, so...
Ooh, it's down to red now, so I don't think it might go to timer. I think Tim actually has this. I think, a very, very safe play.
Yeah, very clinically played, very well played.
I've never actually thought I would see an Urshifu win against a Raging Bolt.
Against the Raging Bolt. Well, then again, all you need is a well-placed Amoonguss, right?
Yeah.
It's so good into Raging Bolt.
I wonder how this game would have played out if Oreo actually gunned down that Amoonguss early on with his Ogre.
Yeah,
actually.
I think he needed to be honest. Yeah. Maybe even just terroring the Ogre and just smacking it, but yeah, just so well positioned into Bolt balance.
I think that's game.
Yeah, we got there, friends. Well done to Tim.
And I'll get Tim here for his winner's interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to conduct the interview?
No, not really. You're better than that.
All right, all good.
I just need to get a call as well, so I'm sorry.
All right, let's check in with chat. Are we all still here, friends? Kaiju battles. Excellent. Hey, what's good? I am joined by Timothy Nurse.
Yo, what's good, gang?
Fresh off his round 2 win against Oreo. That seemed reasonably convincing to me. I mean, Oreo tried his best, but that Amoongus was just an absolute wall.
I think game 2, it was a lot closer.
Yeah.
I know I got the Sludge Bomb Poison on Rillaboom, so I was 100% confident Jet kills.
Yeah.
And once Jet kills, it's calm.
Yeah.
But if Jet it doesn't kill, he can Grassy Glide my Urshifu, which I believe needs a crit to kill. If it does kill,
Yeah.
I think Among Us still clutches that game because the Raging Bolt can't hit my Among Us, and I just need 1 poison, and I'm gonna... The poison will do 1/8, but the leftovers only does 1/16, so it just slowly whittled it down.
Yeah, just whittled it down. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like, that was a very kind of lucky point in the game, and I think you did very well to capitalize on it. Like out-prioritizing the Grassy Glide was smart with Aquajet. Warren and I were a little bit doubtful if it would be able to kind of win you out in the end game, but it did seem like you were able to make it through the War of Attrition, even locked into such a weak move.
Yeah, well, I made sure when the Ogerpon and Raging Bolt came in, I was like, okay, I couldn't switch my Among Us out right now, like take a IV Cudgel if need be, bring in Urge, which can then Terra Grass on a Thunderclap, take it and put off damage, or I Terra Fairy my Among Us, which just completely walls the Raging Bolt,
Yeah.
and then I just have to focus on one side of the
You don't
field.
have to worry about the Ogerpon, which was really the only way he had to hit it.
Yeah.
He did quite well to bring it that game too. Like, there was always that omnipresent threat of you bringing the Pelipper in the back. I wanted to ask, did you ever consider bringing the rain mode in that game?
It's not... Like, Pelipper's fine, it's just all the other pieces are really good. It's, the Among Us, obviously really good into these balance. Urshifu's really good for breaking.
Yeah.
Like, Flutter, Incin. You can Terra Grass in front of Rillaboom, U-turn. It's just so good, and gets around Protect. The Arcaludon, good into Raging Bolt.
Yeah.
Takes hits from every mon. And it's like, maybe the Flutter you could swap for Feli.
Yeah. Warren and I were saying that it was a really, really strong pick, to the point that maybe the Arcaludon and the Amoongus were all you needed to get through the matchup. So maybe Pelipper was a call there, but I think you made the right place to make it through. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the matchup?
Anything else? No, it was pretty calm. It was pretty... Just executed the game plan well.
Yeah, I think so. I did want to ask, what's the rationale behind Life Orb Genpower on this team? It seems quite vulnerable.
Life Orb, Ice Spinner, Oko's Bolt Among Us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, like you can Terra Stellar, Life Orb, Sucker Punch, and just
Yeah, that's
frail
incredibly
HO
strong.
mons, it'll just one-shot them, which really helps with the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose in that sense, you don't really have to worry about the relative frailty. You've got Amoongus. Yeah. I think this is quite a cool team. I mean, why did you pick Rainbridge for this particular tournament?
I was looking at the... I'm trying to remember who did it. It was the Rainback Excalibur teams run by some Japanese players. And I was testing that out. I thought it was alright. And then I was just looking through... it was like... looking through some top players' Twitters trying to find some other rain teams. And I saw Michael DeBesti reposted the Seattle runner-up rain team, which is basically replaces the Baxcalibur for the Chimpao.
Right.
And changes a few other things. I was like, oh, actually, this is really nice. I get another Faustamon. It has a bunch of priority with the Sucker and the Eye Shard. It doesn't have the Dragon Resist, but... And also, the Sword of Ruin pairs really well with Urshifu, so that's great.
Yeah. And the Ocaludon was just your own idea?
No, well, it was already part of the team.
Sure.
I just wanted to try it,
Yeah, it's just such an interesting team to me. Very offensive. I think it's very, very well positioned to deal with ball balance in particular. So, Was that medical kind of like part of your decision to run it today?
I normally I would stick with the team that I've been playing, but
Sure.
low key,
This is the last tournament of Reg F.
A, this is the last tournament of Reg F, and B, some of the matchups I know people like to bring here, it's just like a 50-50 simulator.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's try a new team. I thought the rain looked pretty good. It looked like a fun team. You can just like click buttons, do well.
Yeah. So the ball balance matchup was incidental then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to know that it performed so well. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Congrats on your win.
Let's go.
Yeah. Keep going up.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, mate. Thanks.
Absolutely. Timothy notice everyone. All right. We will be back shortly with round 3. Okay, we are back with round 3, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for waiting. We are right now platforming Jamie Hodge versus Matthew Slocum on the screen.
You can see very almost two similar teams.
Yeah, there's a little bit of difference in there. They all have they both have the Firewater Grass Core going and the Raging Bolt. But the main difference is that Jamie's running the Chien-Pao and the Lando against Slocum's Flutter and Ogerpon. So a slightly more meta build from Slocum, but there's enough variance in there to make this quite an interesting matchup, I think.
I think the person who pivots the best here could take it home, and they're both at 1-1, so it's going to be a good matchup as we just have post-first rounds here.
Updating.
Oh, there you go. It came.
It did?
Yeah. That's it.
Wait, I don't think...
Cool, and the lead from Slocum is the Urshifu and the Flutter main with Incinero and Urshifu from Jamie Hodge.
Keep talking, I guess.
I can't see the screen. Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but we're back at it. So, I don't know where we left off. Ethan's up to something.
Yeah, I gotta fix something, guys.
We blame Jamie Hodge for sending us his pace late, as usual.
Yeah, that's right. We're fixing it.
Is it fixed?
That should be good.
Yeah, that's fixed.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
All right. So our overlay is set up. How did turn 1 go?
I don't know. I missed it. The screen was behind another screen,
Let's
so I
find
couldn't
out.
see what was
As
happening.
soon as we catch up, looks
Yeah.
like we're looking at Incineroar
Okay, very
Urshifu versus-
safe fake out. You can see that Jamie called the Terra. He really didn't want to, get hit by that Moonblast from the opposing Flutter main. But now, since he's Terra Fire on Urshifu, you can see there are two fire types on the field, and that Urshifu from Slocum's side is going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, so a slightly more convincing lead from Slocum off the bat, but it looks like Jamie was the only one to actually get any damage off there. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jamie repositions away from this particular
And
position.
who's this Urshifu going to target? Who's
Yeah.
Slocum's Urshifu going to target? Yeah,
Exactly,
he has
like-
the best of both worlds over here.
Yeah, he does.
But
Jamie's
that's-
Urshifu is now weak to Surging Strikes. So.
The thing here is Jamie's Incineroar has a citrus berry, so it won't die to the Surging Strikes.
No, it can take one of those.
Yes, correct. So, and I did guess that Jamie would save his Urshifu for the end game there, so yeah, that's not very surprising.
Bringing in his
very
own Raging
safe switch in there.
Yeah, very safe.
Oh, you can. Okay. Very
Matt, potentially doubling the Incin here.
Do you think? And yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So that's going to go straight through that citrus berry you mentioned. And yeah, we've got an early knockout on their hands.
You can see that Slocum has a life orb Raging Bolt. So it's not
Yeah.
that calm mindset as far as I
quite a
believe.
lot more offensive than the standard Bolt set.
Yeah. And
Which-
Jamie has already used his Terra, so his Raging Bolt here is kind of weak
Yeah.
to the opposing Flutter main and the
So-
opposing Raging Bolt as well.
Yeah. I mean, I can see him feeling safe to bring it in now because he's got the Thunderclap pressure against Matt's Urshifu. So that's a fairly easy play to call on Matt's part. We'll see how the raids go this turn.
Matt's Urshifu's Terra Seal as well, so does Matt commit its Terra here, or does it commit the Terra on the Urshifu? So it's going to be quite interesting to see how it goes over here.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the need at this point. He's bringing in the Rillaboom, which is very, very safe, and I believe his Rillaboom has high horsepower. So he's got some type coverage into both of these Pokemon at the moment, quite well positioned.
Ooh.
But he does lose the Rillaboom.
The Raging Bolt, sorry.
He does lose the Raging Bolt in exchange for that. So I don't know if he was able to get an attack off there.
And you can see that Jamie went for a very, very safe calm mind.
Yeah, very free. So a little bit of a pendulum in this match so far. Everything's swinging back and forth between...
I think the Rillaboom's over here is very, good to go for a fake out, but at the same time, it's a safe double protect in my opinion, because what would Jamie lose on a double protect here? That's what I'm trying to
very
figure out.
true. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of offense into that Urshifu at the moment, and the Flutter is quite vulnerable, so it's a little concerning, but let's see what he brings in favor of this Urshifu. He brings in his own Rillaboom, so that's going to soak up the high horsepower fairly convincingly, but he's still going to get value out of the turn.
What do you think if he brought on his Rillaboom on turn 2 instead of his Incineroar getting sacked there? Or maybe he wasn't expecting the double up into his Incineroar, I guess, during that turn 2, where it went down with the Thunderbolt and the Surging Strike.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting to see that Matt's Raging Board was actually faster than his Urshifu, which you don't normally see. Because the Thunderbolt went first, and then went the Surging Strike.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Good catch. So, quite a fast Raging Bolt, which makes sense with the Life Orb and the more offensive bent to it. And it does make sense that it went down so early. So, this is an interesting position because I feel like Jamie's a little bit more in the driver's seat now, just because that Flutter Mane is a little bit vulnerable, and the Raging Bolt has a Calm Mind up, so it's going to take not that much damage. I mean, it could get doubled by the high horsepower and the Moonblast.
You can see here that Jamie didn't go for a fake out.
Just goes for a taunt to slow it down. But he misses a high horsepower, which is very unfortunate.
And I think, is this a Boot Hammer into Flutter Mane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
That hurts quite a lot. He does take it, but that's very well within the range of a Grassy Glide. So.
Or even a Thunderclap as well.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get much value out of that Flutter for the rest of the game, to be honest. Especially given that the Urshi now resists Moonblast.
Yeah, but you got to remember that Matt's Flutter is, I think, Terra Grass with that Pain Split.
Ooh.
So
Pain Split is a very cool tech here. We'll have to see if it pays off for him. You can't hear us.
Maybe we have to reduce our volume there, I guess. Or give them headphones.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, so the Terra was a very good call there, and he's able to get a ton of health back and take a good chunk off of the Raging Bolt, so that tech is paying huge dividends for Matt in this turn. Not quite enough to take it out with the high horsepower, but at this point it looks like no mons are leaving the field on this turn.
Yes. And that was a very, very good plane split there. Just look at that recovery from the Flutter Mane.
Fantastic. So, quite a few vulnerable Pokemon at very low HP levels right now, so we'll have to see how the players respond.
You got to remember that there was an icy wind drop on the opposing Raging Bolt.
There was, that's true.
And the Rillaboom,
So Matt does have a slight speed advantage here. He is enough that Jamie feels inclined to give up his Calm Mind boost and bring in the Urshifu again on the resist, which is smart.
Really well.
Yeah.
But what about a follow-up Wood Hammer there? That's really not Wood Hammer, high. Oh, Pringle Pro House Bomb. What was the question there?
Yeah, that does a fair amount into the Rillaboom. This is just a game of inches at the moment. Another war of attrition. It might not take as long as the other one, but
very good pivot there.
Yeah, Matt's Slocum does leave the game. Man, goodbye.
And now it's still anyone's game here.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's shaping up to be quite the match this first game. The Raging Bolt comes back onto the field.
I think Matt's Urshifu's on full health, isn't it? As far as
I think so, yeah. So I doubt he's bringing it back onto the field right now with the Raging Bolt having come back, but that's the pivoting game, isn't it?
Yeah,
well,
correct.
We haven't seen Matt's last...
Oh, we have.
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
What did he lose?
He lost his Roller. That's a Flutter Mane.
It was the Flutter, wasn't it? Yeah.
Correct. He didn't lose it.
No,
Still
but
nice. Yeah.
He very much still has that Flutter Mane. Excellent.
And it just comes down to mind games now. Lots of
Yeah,
priority
what does he clap? What
does he clap? You mean what does he click?
I mean, what does he thunderclap? Right?
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, Matt does have options right now. Obviously, like, a Protect is not completely safe in front of an Urshifu, but aside of a close combat. But he has to play around that thunderclap, which I don't think Jamie's going to let him fall for. But he lives!
Lives on 2.
Oh, that is very huge.
That was very clutch.
Now that Surgery Trice comes out, I think that wins Jamie the game. It's tough to say at this point, but...
Yeah, Urshifu didn't go for the Aqua Jet there because it would have gone otherwise. So.
Yeah, EVs are so important, Warren. Like, obviously, he's spec'd that to live a thunderclap from Volt, and having to give up that Calm Mind has really come back to bite Jamie. So
it'll be interesting. It was still a very, very close end game here, because if that Urshifu went down, then it would be a 2v1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Rillaboom is still just about alive and it gets its terrain back, so that Urshifu is basically toast at this point, but the Flutter could still maybe clutch this out.
He could still play the mind game of protecting the Urshifu as well.
Exactly.
So that's it too.
It's still anyone's game.
Yeah. The only spread move this Flutter main has is the Icy Wind as well.
Yeah.
As far as
it is worth noting that because the Flutter is tethered into grass, it's vulnerable to Fake Out right now.
Fake Out, correct. And it doesn't have Protect.
Yeah, so that might be an out for Jamie if he sees it. But then again, it might not make a difference.
Was Fake Out in the Flutter a safer play? That's the other question, yes. But can't really tell.
The bot goes down on the other side.
I think Terra Glass Flutter was a really good call here.
Oh, that's a fat U-turn. It might well be enough. Like, the Rilla is low, but with an AV, with an Assault Vest, I don't see any of Flutter Main's attacks taking it out, but anything can happen in this game.
A crit could just...
A crit could take it out, but no, it looks like...
Oh, special attack roll. No, just kidding.
Ooh. Oh, there we go. Man, what a game to start us off.
That was anyone's game. That was
Absolutely,
a very, very
it
good
was.
game. I think one of the best games I've spectated for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we are going into game 2. It'll be quite interesting to see how Matt adjusts to this. You can see they've almost bought similar Pokemon between themselves. Besides the Incineroar.
Yeah, totally. I'm finding it really hard to tell who was who in the overlay app. So hopefully I can keep it up a little bit here. But this is a fascinating match, honestly.
The adjustments here will be very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love how Matt named his Urshifu Sado.
Yeah.
Those are quite interesting nicknames. I'm not sure what the
Sado.
raging board is.
Oh, Diplodocus.
I have no clue what that means.
I think it's like Diplodocus, but also like Doge the meme.
Oh, okay.
But Diplodidog? I'm not sure. I don't know. Etymology in these things is so fascinating. But I don't know, as far as the matchup, it's really hard to tell how either of these players will adjust.
Yeah, could Jamie bring the same four? Could he adjust something else as well?
Like I feel like that first game really came down to the play, and like Jamie was just able to squeak out the edge.
Preserving the Rillaboom till the end was... Sorry.
You're okay.
Just drinking water, so yeah. Was a very good call out from Jamie there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the U-turn there.
It did seem a little bit shaky whether or not the Terrify was a good idea.
I thought it was another U-turn
early in the game.
Correct.
But yeah, it was a really, really important defensive piece, and he was just able to play around the Urshifu, and it wasn't an issue. So that might be something that the Matt will consider going into this game too. Let's see how they play this out.
It's interesting to see that I think Matt's Raging Mode doesn't have a lot of defense given how much damage Surging Strikes actually did.
Yeah.
Or almost to half. But now it has sort of ruin on the field.
So we see an adjustment right off the bat here with the Chen Pao in the field.
I hate this lead sometimes because you gotta like double target the Chen Pao. Surging Strikes doesn't take care of Chen Pao either.
No.
Yeah, and the only way to actually take care of it now would be like Thunderclap and Surging Strikes or something along those lines.
But the good news is that Matt could feel reasonably safe in making that double, just because the Urshifu isn't doing a lot of damage here, and it is very threatened by the Thunderclap, so I can see it leaving the field. Because it is pinned on that Terra Fire by Surging Strikes in this position. Oh wow, that's a commitment.
You can see Jamie kind of doing what he did in game 1, where he actually just goes Terra Fire.
Yeah.
Jamie loves clicking that. So.
Aiming to get some value out of the turn with close combat, I reckon. But yeah, I think he might have called that doubling play that we called out.
What if 10,000 suckers you? What do you think happens?
I'm not sure. I mean, it'll take a little bit of a chunk off of the Raging Bolt, but...
Or it doesn't.
Yeah. I can see him going for the Ice Spinner into Raging Bolt, but
I think that was a double up into the 10,000.
Either way, I think.
Bye here.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe Sucker Punch was the better play just to get around the plat, but it's a
50-50,
it's a very hard call to make. And yeah, so he does go for the close combat into Urshifu. That does not feel like an even trade to me, Warren.
No. Looks like Matt has the advantage here, but I see the Rillaboom coming in right now.
It's way too early to tell. They both popped their Terror, and but the thing with these balance games is that anything can happen when it comes to these different changing positions. Now that the Terror is up on the Raging Bolt, it's no longer resistant to Woodhammer, so there's a lot of damage potentially coming out from this Urshifu right now. From the Rillaboom, sorry. The Urshifu, on the other hand, is a little bit more vulnerable now that it's terrified, and you can see that.
Plus, it has the special defense drop from the close combat as well, so you can see that Jimmy...
Not surprising to see it leaving the field for the Incineroar.
It's still going to take a lot of damage, though.
It is, but like you called out in game 1, it is Citrus Berry, so it will survive the turn. If it hasn't been doubled, and it looks like the Raging Bolt is also leaving for his own Rillaboom. We've got a proper balance game on our hands here.
Is this a fake? Oh, it's a Dark Rusty Glide.
Oh.
Jamie taking the risk, and it looks like
it paid off.
So now we are down 3 apiece, actually.
Yeah. It's still anyone's game.
And Jamie still has an active fake out on the field.
He does.
And so does Matt with his Rillaboom. And Rillaboom normally outspeeds Incineroar.
So the Incin was able to hit the field very, very safely, and I mean, do they both have active fake out in this position? Because the Rillaboom just hit the field, didn't it?
Yes, they both have active fake out, and the Rillaboom is mostly faster, so I think Matt has to...
Unless there's some crazy EV stuff going on, I believe that Matt does have the initiative on those fake outs.
Correct, yeah. Unless Jamie has Jolly Incineroar, so that's that would be an interesting call-up.
That would be a very, very interesting take, but yeah, it looks like Matt is conceding that advantage because there is no point when you have that advantage. Incin goes for the fake out anyhow into the protect, and it looks like Matt's getting his damage.
I think Jamie might just U-turn you, actually.
He could do. That's decent damage into the Rillaboom. Allows him to reposition. And yeah, that's going to allow him to get the Urshifu out onto the field. He's in quite a strong spot now.
Yeah. He still has an active Thunderclap there. Terra Electric Thunderclap with Life or...
Yeah, it could still be enough, especially if he doubles with Grassy Glide.
Glide, correct.
Let's see what happens.
Does Incineroar have... It does have Parting Shot.
Yeah, he could make a backwards play and just protect the Urshifu and... This will be quite interesting to see. Could be another pivot play. Yeah, it looks like Matt is revealing his fourth here. It's Flutter, which I don't know if that really does that much good for him in this particular matchup. He's facing down 2 fire types and an Assault Vest Rillaboom. So the protect was reasonably predictable there. We'll see if Matt called it out.
He did call it out.
No,
Jamie called it out, sorry, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh.
And that's a big Flare Blitz into the Flutter.
Does it burn?
Not as valuable of a piece at the moment. I'm not sure if it'll make a difference, but
It's quite interesting that Jamie didn't go for the board.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted Rillaboom out and gone for some reason.
No, I think he's saving it for a little bit later because his two fire types are very, very strong at the moment into what Matt has left. I think it was pretty impactful that he lost his Urshifu so early.
Early, correct. You can see this plane split coming in again.
Yeah, so that's a fair amount of recovery there. I don't know if it'll be enough to save him from the surging strikes. If it does, it'll be close. Look at those numbers. Oh,
I think would have. Yeah, that was a tough call.
Yeah, that definitely came down to a roll if he was going to.
And I think that's a Draco Meteor into the Urshifu, and it connects. And I think that's one hit knockout. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, really powerful.
A bit of a trade though because he's down to his last two.
I think this is an easy parting shot.
That stat drop is definitely going to stick. So that Raging Bolt is very, very passive now, especially now that it's at -3, Warren.
Oh yeah, correct, with the parting shot. Yeah. And now Incineroar's going to come back in, intimidate Rillaboom, and
no matter what he brings in, he's going to have a fake out active.
But yeah, correct. However, we still have critical drops, or critical hits.
That's true.
Which bypass these drops as well. So if Matt has a lock in his card, so.
Even at -3, I can imagine that the electric moves will be doing a reasonable amount of damage.
Correct. And there you go, the instant again.
Yeah. So I think Jamie is going to try and stack as many drops as he can on the remaining two now. We're not sure which one out of the two Rillaboom is faster at this point.
I think it's Matt's Rillaboom that's faster. I looked at it in the previous turns.
If it's not though, then Jamie has a reasonably safe fake out parting shot into that Rillaboom.
I think everyone's going to be faking out right now.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
Jamie has two active fake outs.
Who's gonna end up on top there?
Fake out there. And
that's smart. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So, I mean,
so Jamie
like
might not have realized. Maybe I screamed it out too early.
Maybe. But, I mean, that's fair damage. I mean,
even after -3.
Even at -3, that's still free damage in that turn. So.
Yeah, but Insta's going to just eat up some.
But that's progress even in and of itself. Now that the Citrus Berry is gone, it doesn't have that recovery in its back pocket. So, I don't think that Matt is out for the count in this game too just yet.
Yeah, correct. I mean, there's still an uphill battle. Raging Bolt's still on like almost full HP. And with the grassy terrain gone now, there's no recovery.
Yeah. Like, if I was Jamie in this position, I'd be focusing down that Rillaboom and just relying on your...
Rillaboom is definitely clicking high horsepower here.
Yeah.
Again, it's not an accurate move.
I think we saw that. I think we saw him lock that in. So definitely focusing down the Incineroar in this turn. It might be enough, even at -1. Yeah, he pips it.
That's definitely enough. Yeah.
So Matt's still just about in this game, but it's tough to say who'll end up on top here. That U-turn does a lot to the Rillaboom, so it's very, very close. Did we miss the Urshifu going down at some point?
It went down ages ago.
Our mistake, friends. So, wow, we were working off some very faulty assumptions there. This Rillaboom might...
Now Urshifu, now Raging Bolt's on -5, I think.
Yeah.
2 Draco Meteors, 1 parting shot drop, and I think that Rillaboom's going down after the wood.
Yeah, absolutely. So whatever attack that Rillaboom has gone for is going into the Raging Bolt now. And like I said before, it does not resist that Rillaboom's grass moves anymore.
Jamie really doesn't want any recoil damage there. That's why he's not clicking Woodhammer. Does he click Grassy Glide next turn? It's interesting as to what Matt goes for.
Yeah, I reckon that it lives one more attack, but if Matt is going to win this game, I think he needs to critical hit a Draco Meteor on this turn.
Yeah, I think that's why he's dragging it out as well with the protect.
Yeah.
He's just hoping to get that critical hit.
Trying to weight the dice a little bit.
Especially through an Assault Wits.
Let's see what happens.
There's another Draco Meteor
there. It's faster. Oh, it's not enough.
And now the next Draco Meteor won't do as much. And the only other bit that can hit it hard would be...
There's no terrain, this might still live.
And that's gone. And that's a very, very good game by Jamie Hodge with the Terra Fire on bird turns. So.
Excellent work by both players.
Very, very good game.
Excellent set. That was really, really good to watch. Well done to Jamie.
You want to eat? I can take Jamie's winner interview.
If you do the interview.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
I'll try my best.
You'll do great, friend.
Okay, cool.
I think you'll do great.
Slip said this once a long time ago, from Perth to Earth. Was it? Or Earth? Perth. I said Slip said this once a long time ago. Streaming from Perth to Earth.
Yes, that's good.
Just waiting for Jamie and Matt to finish talking, and then we'll have the winners interview in a bit. So I'm just going to go offline for a bit. Thank you.
stop winning.
Welcome, Jamie.
How you going?
You want to talk us through round 1 and 2? I mean, game 1 and 2.
Game 1 and 2? Yeah, I did want to verse Matt because he's good.
But you defeated him in 2 games. So.
Yeah, no, it was really close. I think a lot came second game. My leads were bad, but I think talking about this before to him, we think we both over-complicated it a little bit. So in hindsight, I probably just sucker punched the Raging Bolt in game 2.
Because Chen Pao didn't do much there.
He was kind of just there for a good time, unfortunately, just getting some numbers in, getting the reps. But no, yeah, so I decided to ice spin. I think he was going to switch out the bolt, but he read it. He knew the sash was there, so he wasn't playing games, unfortunately, but somehow managed to claw my way back out of that one. So Terrifier Urshifu kind of saved the day.
Yeah, you turned Urshifu very quickly in both games, actually.
Yeah, turn 1.
Turn 1, exactly.
I ain't playing games, brother. I'm not here for that. So, but no, it was good. So, I can't really remember having game 1. It's a bit of a blur, to be honest. So, a lot of anxiety. I think I've had so much anxiety playing a game in my life. So, I think obviously coming down playing Matt. I love Matt, good guy, shit haircut.
In the end, your MVP was actually a bit of Urshifu and Rillaboom, though.
Yeah.
Because Rillaboom was there for both endgames.
And even then, I think, the last, game 2, I just kept clicking knockoff on Incend into the Raging Bolt, but he just
kept protecting.
Kept protecting or got faked out or outsped, so he got knocked out, so... That's all right. The parting shot was pretty important, so I think Incend did his part in the end. So
because then that just kept Raging Bolt on the field, and after the subsequent Draco meters, it was like at -6 at the end.
Yeah, so I think after the party, obviously Draco'd my Urshi, so it was -2. The parting there was -3. So then I think that pretty much kept me in it, to be honest, because otherwise I feel like his Raging Bolt probably would have ran the game away. Right. So
I think Matt was fishing for a crit at the end with the way he protected and.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, that was the only way he could have won. So because obviously you saw the damage and it was kind of hit like a wet noodle towards the end of it. Exactly. So. And then I was kind of, I was trying to get rid of the Life Orb as well, just purely based on, I need to mitigate that damage. But again, with Chip, it might have been a bad idea, so it might have been it could be a lucky thing it didn't, so yeah.
Because otherwise you could have just played the leftovers set, which would have been more difficult to deal with.
Yeah,
I think.
So, and I think the Terror Electric is kind of beneficial, but not. It's good for damage, but I think it's not very defensive. So because then obviously Woodhammer becomes neutral, not very effective. So I think that's what kind of saves me at the end of the day, him terroring so early. So
yeah, because I was trying to figure out why Matt went for the Terra so early, because he kind of took out the Chen Pao right there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think he needed the Terra to knock out the Chen Pao. I think he would have gone the Sash regardless. So
correct. I think he might not have. Yeah, he might not have accounted for it.
Yeah, because even with the what do you do? Aquajet
and Thunderclap into Chen Pao.
Yeah, so Aquajet would have probably done regardless. I think like half and half. He would have been dead either way. So, but if that's what he felt like he needed to do to knock out the Chen Pao, then a bit of a free turn from Urshifu then. So that was good.
Best of luck for round 4 now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Who do you think you'll face?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know who's what. So probably Tim, knowing my luck.
You're 2-1 now. You can make it 3-1 and still make it to top card. So I think it's top 4 card, I believe.
Yeah. I've earned 0 CP this season, so
I'll make it your first then. Let's go.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping to win Melbourne, so have come from 0 to nothing. But we'll see.
If you get more CP than Chris, it's win-win for you.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's go for.
He could be here, so it's his fault. Obviously, too busy playing TCG.
Or having a job apparently.
Yeah, I don't think he works weekends. That's just a cop out at this point. So
100% a cop out. He went for a challenge yesterday, but he didn't come for a cup today. So that make sense.
He lost to Alfie.
Yeah,
correct. And to be honest, I'd retire because Alfie hasn't touched the game in like 2 years or whatever. So I think he's due for retirement. I think so.
Cool.
Maybe become a commentator. I don't know. Stick to the podcast, bro. So.
Yes, exactly. Okay, that's enough call-outs for Chris now. So best of luck for the remaining
Thank you.
Round of Swiss. Cool. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully in top cut.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Both are 3-0.
Fuck yeah. There we
That's cool.
Are you ready yet?
Oh, yeah, we changed that. Didn't change.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Robeson.
Cool.
Let me know if you translate it.
Alright guys, we're back online. Last round of Swiss. It's against Peter and Brendan. Both are undefeated currently, and it's a mix. It's Robeson's Trick Room version against Peter's Tail Room. So it's going to be quite an interesting game.
Yeah, quite the matchup. I mean, Brendan very, very well known for running his Trick Room archetypes. This one's quite interesting with the Cornerstone and the Farigiraf going for a classic Perth corner call, as you would say. And yeah, Pete's running something a little bit more normal in most respects, but the Landorus Therian is a very, very unique pick.
Yeah, he could just lead, what do you call it, Tornadoes, Landorus, and just go, whatever, Victim Storm Earthquake, Tail Room Earthquake, and Choice Band Earthquake does a lot of damage.
It really does. Like, there's really no way to tell how this game will go, really. I mean, obviously, Pete's going to have to find a way to break through the Trick Room archetype as quickly and cleanly as he can, because Terrifier Torkoal could do a ton of damage under Trick Room, and so could Ursaluna.
Yeah, he does have Rain Dance on the Tornadoes, so it might be interesting to preserve that, especially with the Focus Sash, and use that Rain Dance if it does come to that.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fairly central part of his game plan, to be honest. So maybe the Ursaluna will be a slightly more central part of Robeson's plan.
Yeah. I think Ursaluna's a key there, along with Torkoal at the back. But,
Yeah.
let's see how they lead. I'm thinking Robeson could go for something like a Shifu Farig or even the Fluttermane, actually, just to put some insane damage out, from the back. So.
Or even Cornerstone for Farigiraf to just guarantee that Trick Room will go up. Because the only way that Peter really has through something like that is just really strong spread. Maybe the Landorus could be a call there, like just going for a double genie of sorts to try and break through the follow me. But
yeah, the Urshifu here is Choice Scarf, not the Mystic Water variant. So, I'm not even sure if Rain Dance Surging Strike can take out the Farig. But then again, as you said, with that follow me, it can only 4 to 1. It could be a safe play as well, because then you could just cudgel into the Tornadoes as well if it goes for the Rain Dance. But I think Urshifu would still take it down with Surging, or even if it does go for a U-turn. So here we go. Let's see what these players decide to lead. I didn't actually get what Peter was leading.
so it's Farigiraf and Incineroar, which seems just as good as the Corner Pond, but just without the potential for taking a ton of damage. So it seems like a fairly easy fake out Trick Room from Brendan to begin to kick us off here.
And then he could actually follow up with a Hyper Voice. I think it's it's a Citrus Berry, so it's not the Throat Spray on the Farig. I thought it would be. Wolfie's version, he does love his Throat Spray there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very great
This
stat.
is a little more on the bulky side, with Incineroar being Terra Grass and Assault Quest. So that's quite a bulky Incineroar.
Yeah, that's very sturdy. I don't anticipate that Pete will fall for that off the bat, but there's quite a bit at play at the moment. We have to recall that Peter does have an Indeedee in the back.
Correct. Who can undo the Trick Room?
Absolutely. So there's 2 reasons to bring that onto the field right now, and we'll see if he does.
So we can see Pete actually. So the Indeedee to mitigate that fake out there. So Charles
totally.
Robeson call that out, being the Trick Room player that he is. It looks like Robeson actually did call that out. I think Robeson's actually going for the Terra Grass on his Incineroar. And I think this could be the slower U-turn to get Ursaluna in, because then he doesn't need to wait another turn.
Yeah, he must be reasonably confident that the Farigiraf can tank his Surging Strikes, and From Scarf, I believe it can.
Oh, it did go for a fake out.
Yeah, that feels like the safest play, to be honest. And
So Robson was playing it safe.
the,
there, so
the Terra was a smart one.
the interesting part is the Indeedee switch in here, because if Robson did switch in the Ursuluna as well, Earthquake wouldn't be able to take them down. And with Robson already burning his Terra there, Indeedee could easily go for a follow me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, now that Trick Room has gone off, I believe it did go up.
Yes, it did go up, yes.
Cool. Yeah, this does still put Brendan in not a terrible position. Like, the Incineroar is fairly safe at the moment. The Indeedee is very passive. It could, like, follow me things away from the Urshifu, but otherwise it's definitely tanking a follow me, a knockoff here at the very least.
Or just undoing Trick Room again.
Yeah, so he can't rely on being
You
able
got
to
to
undo
remember
Trick Room.
that Ferric does have the Psychic that hits Urshifu for
Exactly,
super effective damage. So,
there's a lot of things to consider here.
but now if Incineroar does a U-turn, you got to
it'll
remember
be-
Urshifu will move last.
It'll be faster, yeah.
Yeah. So it depends. I think knockoff would be the better play, but let's see what Robson clicks into.
It does look like he
Oh,
tried
that's-
to Psychic, and that's enough to take out the Indeedee in one.
It didn't have the Psychic Siege, so that's why the knockoff did double damage.
Yeah.
Due to the Rocky Helmet. So a little chip on the Incineroar there again with the Surging
But the
Strike.
Surging Strikes hits it again. It's
Yeah.
getting lower and lower and lower as we go, but not enough to take it out just yet.
I think Robson really wants Incineroar to go down here, while he still has some leeway in terms
Yeah,
of
totally.
having that Trick Room up.
And the Landorus does hit the field now.
And actually, I was wrong. It's not the choice band on the Landorus. It's actually a life orb.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more malleable than Choice Band would be.
Especially when you have grounded Pokemon, and if it's the last Pokemon left, you don't want to be
Stuck in that
into
kind
Earthquake or
of
something.
in that sort of situation,
Correct.
yeah. And there is definitely White Guard in the tournament today, so
Yeah.
definitely being able to play around that is in
Lots of
his
double
best
genies
interest.
as well. So.
Yeah, Brendan has to take extra stock of his Trick Room turns here because while he is holding his own, he isn't putting out a lot of offense, so those turns are going to be dwindling away quite fast. It's going to be interesting to see how Pete takes advantage of that.
Pete's actually going for Terra Water on his Urshifu.
Yeah,
But
so-
I think that should negate the Psychic that's coming out from the Ferric.
Potentially, but he's also going to be hitting quite a bit harder now, so I think he's stepping on the gas a little
Yes,
bit.
but, yeah. There you go, there's a Psychic there.
Still
Ooh,
quite a
that's
heavy hit on the
Oh, you gotta
terrain.
remember the
Oh! Brendan pinned it.
pinned it.
That's very clever play from from our Trick Room player here.
The damage from Psychic Terrain,
Yeah.
the follow-up knockoff, that was crazy.
That was great play right there.
And I think it's just a safe U-turn there, and there goes the what do you call it, the Citrus Berry as well.
Yeah, that's quite the swing in this game one. Well,
And
have
now
to see how.
Urshifu will have, Incineroar will have the double Intimidate there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was that.
So it's quite interesting now. Pete's down to his last two, and Robson has all four left.
Yeah,
But
he has
Incineroar's-
not lost a single Pokemon so far. So that's gone.
And I think there's still one more turn left of Cryptomia. But obviously the Urshifu's Incineroar's intimidated.
Yeah. So
Double intimidated.
Brendan, he had a really good turn there, but he's still quite passive. Like, Pete could still turn this around. Because both of these Pokemon are flying, the Psychic isn't going to get the Terrain Boost anymore. So, not quite as powerful as it was last turn against the Urshifu. Let's see what they lock in.
You can
Game's
see,
catching up.
yeah. You seem like Robson taking its time here. So
That makes
Still a
that's
lot of
still a
damage.
heavy hit.
And
Looks like he's going for that double again, but it
oh,
lives.
the double intimidate did help
Oh,
there.
that's
Obviously, the life
very
up's knocked
important.
off, so this won't do a lot of damage to the Ferrig.
Yeah, but it does mean that he doesn't lose the turn to the recoil.
Recoil, correct.
So I feel like Peter's taking out a double knockout here quite convincingly.
I was wondering if Flare Blitz into Tornado Landris there would have been better, because he would die to the recoil then, but
Yeah.
it's interesting there.
Does he have levelets?
If it's a
On
sword
the
blitz,
Incineroar, yeah, totally.
yeah.
So that
Now
could well
Brandon's
be in
lost
play.
his last 2 Pokemon, and so is Robeson, but
Yeah.
Robeson is on full health, and his Tornadus is like on its final legs.
The Ogerpon is good here because he is quite low on turns now.
And Ogerpon naturally outspeeds Landris here as well.
Exactly.
And Ogerpon needs to have 2 hits to actually die. So you think that Peter might try and break the Ogerpon stash by calling it out?
Potentially.
But let's see how he plays.
He does need to hold on to that Landorus though.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like Torn is going to be able to take these 2 Pokemon out by itself.
So yeah, Flickering won't be doing much.
Yeah. If this is the last turn of Trick Room, then a double protect and then into Tailwind seems fairly.
Yeah. I think Trick Room ended last turn. Didn't it? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I forgot how many turns it took.
Either way, this next turn after the double protect is still a little bit thorny because Peter has to choose between attacking or clicking Tailwind with the Tornadoes.
Correct.
Because the Ogerpon is still faster than the
And this
Landorus.
also gives a sheer, what do you call it?
Ursaluna?
Ursaluna the life orb, the flame orb activation.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it gets burned and then it activates the Guts ability.
Yeah, I think he had to double protect there because he has the offense to take out both of his Pokemon.
Ursaluna is such a broken one, it's crazy.
But it is, however, quite slow, so...
Yeah, that's early downside to it. I mean, that's still not stopping it though. So we do have some speedy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in tail room teams, but I don't think Robeson is EV for that bit there. Because he doesn't have any other form of speed control like Tailwind or Icy Wind
Totally,
to give
he's
it that
gone
middle
all
speed
in on
tier.
the Trick Room, so those turns matter. In a slower game than this one, the burn tick could be relevant here as well, but it seems like this one could be over quickly one way or the other.
And you can see Peter just has one attacking move on his Tornadoes as well. I mean, most Tornadoes do anyway. And it's,
So that's a miss. That's the other problem with...
is it a triple miss? It's double miss.
Oh, that's incredibly painful for Peter.
For Peter, yeah, for sure.
He does have Focus Sash on that Tornadus, so... And he was very, very fortunate that the Ogerpon chose not to target the Landorus there, so he could get another chance at life here.
I think the Ogerpon's faster, so I think this is GG.
Yeah, this is over.
Yeah.
Well played by Brendan in this first game.
It would have been interesting if he went for Tailwind there. What would have happened in that
Yeah.
regard, so, and then, maybe fish out for a flinch with Rock Slide, but
Yeah, that was the Sophie's choice he had to make there because he only had one Pokemon to attack with if he clicked
Correct.
Tailwind, so he might have fallen behind the race a little bit there. I think that Brendan did give him a little bit of air when he chose to cudgel the Tornadus instead of the Landorus, but it wasn't enough to get him over the line, unfortunately.
at least Peter
Game two.
knows what Pokemon Brendan bought, since, Ferriga and Instant went down, but Ferriga and Instant, what a powerhouse, I never expected
Absolutely.
that. I think the Indeedee actually gave Ferric a little more power there, so it might be something that Peter needs to take into account for with that Psychic Terrain on the field.
He could adjust to the Ogerpon like we said this time. I mean, Fake Out and Armor Tail is a very, very potent combination, no matter which Fake Out Pokemon you use, but I don't see a reason for... It looks like Peter is adjusting here.
Do you see? Yeah. I don't want to talk too loudly because the players are a bit close. So.
Exactly. I'll bring this mic a little bit closer just in case.
Yeah.
Keep it down a little bit.
Yeah. I think we need a budget to give them some microphones.
Absolutely. And some headphones.
Yeah.
I did bring my pair today, but that's only one pair, right?
Yeah.
So...
shout out to Joel, who leads the Auto Drop podcast. I'm wondering if he wants to hold the invitational over here. That'll be quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun to stream that.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like Peter's already locked in with his new adjustment. If he made one, I'm fairly sure he did. But it's going to be interesting to see if Robertson sticks with his guns.
And we don't call Robeson the Trick Room player for nothing. He's dedicated to Trick Room ever since I started playing Scarlet and Violet, and that was back in 2023, and it's already been 3 years. Robeson's not really pivoted from that Trick Room core, and he's played really, really well. He's won a lot of cups before, lots of challenges.
It's an absolute mainstay of the scene. He's always running Trick Room, and he's always winning with it.
Last year, I think he was a Perth player who attended mostly each and every event. He had the biggest PP, so good shout out there for Robeson, showing us what a good player is.
Yeah, really taking us to school here. Oh, this is a very interesting adjustment.
This will give the Flutter main the photosynthesis boost.
Yeah.
And this Flutter main has spread damage there with that Dazzling Gleam, and Torkoal also has Helping Hand.
It does, so I didn't consider that this team might have a fast mode in this way.
And with the sun up, Urshifu's Surging Strikes is half now.
Yeah, so it seems like a really, really good way to adjust into that potential Indeedee adjustment from Peter. It's definitely nullified the Urshifu in quite...
I don't think Pete was expecting this late.
No.
So, very, very good adjustment by Robeson.
That Flutter main is very, very well poised to just click Dazzling Gleam a couple of times.
Especially with choice specs. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
It is a ton of damage, especially with the Helping Hand. Let's see what Peter has into it.
It's going to be very, very tricky here. Pete has some way of adjusting it, but I think I didn't actually see the photosynthesis trigger, but I think it is a speed boost most likely.
I would imagine so. On specs.
Oh, he's going for it. I think Terra Fairy, Helping Hand, Dazzling Gleam. That's
the only thing that really makes sense to click here. Just get as much damage off as quickly as possible.
I'm actually scared. Oh, you can see Pete going for the Helping Hand as well, but what does Robeson click?
He goes for Helping Hand himself. I imagine that the Dazzling Gleam is the only thing that makes sense here. The Urshifu is faster, but he hasn't targeted the Flutter main, so I think he's going to get an attack off scot-free here.
Still a lot of damage given under Sun. So
yeah, so he is going to trade...
Urshifu is such a broken Pokemon.
A little bit with this turn.
Oh my!
A double knockout as well.
That was insane.
Incredibly.
Choice specs. I think so. I think it was special attack booster most likely.
Yeah.
Choice specs, special attack boosted. Terra Fairy.
I wouldn't be so sure. I think it depends on the spread on the Indeedee, but
You mean on the Flutter main? Sorry?
No, on the Indeedee.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. What is Tornado's going to do? Tailwind?
I think the only way to do this is to Tailwind and Earthquake at this point.
I don't think Earthquake would take care of Flutter Mania with the Life Orb. With Choice Pen, yes, normally.
Maybe you have to rely on a Rock Slide Flinch then. Either way, this is a huge setback for Peter. It's great information to know that
he could set up the Rain Dance to reduce that photosynthesis damage.
He totally could. That's another way that this could go.
But Robeson could call that out and then do a switch up, but let's see.
But either way, that's conceding a lot of damage on the Landorus, and he does not have a lot of resources left. But I think he's got to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That turn one by Robeson was crazy.
That was really good. Very well played.
Oh, there you go. You can see that he wants to preserve the Torkoal in case he goes to the Rain Dance.
Yeah. There's the Incineroar.
Very good Intimidate drop as well there on the opposing Landorus, and Robeson could actually cycle this again and again.
I mean, I don't think that he particularly needs to, because that might just be enough for the Flutter to live the Earthquake.
Yeah, and plus it's not grounded, so he can fake out either Mon as well, unless Peter decides to Terra.
Yeah.
Good. So that's the thing about Psychic Terrain. Flying type Pokemon aren't affected by them, so they can actually be faked out. And
that is just so much damage from that Flutter main.
And I think
incredible adjustment from
Robeson's not wasting time. I think he's really, really hungry, so he wants to grab a bite before top cut. So. That's like the fastest game ever, so no mercy there from Robeson.
Absolutely not. No quarter at all.
Yeah.
That's a good Terra to ground it, but I don't know if it's going to help at this point. I don't see Bleakwind doing enough to the Flutter main.
It depends on what his last Pokemon is as well. If it's the Ogapon again, then with just 1 HP left,
Totally.
that could be a bit difficult, I guess. He went for the Tailwind though.
He did,
Yes.
so...
But I don't think it's going to take care of the Incineroar.
No.
Because of AV.
He could even call this, to be honest, with the Incineroar and just click any other attack. It could work, so let's see.
So here you go. Peter's actually carrying. This makes it steel, so it does make Tornadoes a ground Pokemon, so Fake Out doesn't actually work against it.
Let's see if this Gambit works out for him.
And it's missing again.
It missed again on the Flutter, which is the thing it needed.
Oh,
to
it actually
hit.
took out the Incineroar, which was on low HP. Okay, I didn't see that. Even if Dazzling Beams are going to be affected here, it's still going to... It would have been interesting if he Terra'd before. Tornadoes might have survived a bit.
Maybe, but...
Because it resists.
Yeah, he wanted to click Earthquake though,
Yeah.
so I think he needed to
true,
hold
that
off
says
on it.
it. Yeah.
That would have been a good case for clicking Rock Slide
Rock
though.
Slide though, yeah.
It's Sash though, so I don't know how much of a difference it would have made, honestly. Wow.
Decisions, I guess.
Yeah. Masterful show.
I forgot about the Earthquake there, so good follow-up. Thanks, Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well played, Robson. So I think
Absolutely. What a great display from the Trick Room, greatest of all time. All right.
I'll cat Robson for you.
Yeah, we'll grab him up for an interview very, very shortly.
Yeah, not exactly. It's all in the style.
Okay, I'm joined by our round 3 stream victor, Brendan Roberson. Brendan, how you feeling?
Hey, good, thank you.
Wow, that was a very, very quick match, I thought. Ron and I were just saying that you've been playing Trick Room for such a long time, and that was just like a masterclass set on how to sort of navigate this sort of thing. So, I mean, game 1 was a little bit more of a feel-out type of deal. I mean, game 2 was very decisive. We'll talk about that in a second. Walk us through your plan for game 1.
Yeah, like you said, game 1, I just went the safe mode, kind of wanted to feel out the matchup, and
We were kind of like commenting a little bit, like you could have gone either way on either bringing Cornerstone Ogerpon or Incineroar to sort of facilitate the Trick Room setup as you went. There were times through that first match where we worried that you may have been a little bit passive, but I think that even though you did run out of turns in the end, you were sort of able to kind of make it through there. Were there any points where you were kind of like worried that you might not be able to pull it out in that first game?
I was worried when Knockoff didn't get the KO on the Landers.
That was a very, very close live, wasn't it?
I think I pretty much had the game sealed, but yeah, because I went Knockoff instead of Flare Blitz, I kept that window open, so I was a bit worried that turn.
But no, it was... Even as close as that was, he just didn't quite have the resources to knock it out. So I was fairly impressed with the adjustment in game 2. I've got to admit that when I was looking at the team sheet, I didn't even notice that you had any kind of fast mode there. Like I get, maybe I'm just so used to running hard Trick Room teams that's just not something that I ever thought to consider. But I mean, Dazzling Gleam really did just cut through the team like butter, didn't it?
Yeah, the lead was perfect for me because he couldn't really break through that combo. I was a tiny bit worried that he might switch in Tornadus turn 1.
Yeah.
Because then the Focus Sash lets it live, then you can set up Tailwind and try again. But I just went for it and paid off.
It works. Damage is damage, right?
Yeah.
I take it you weren't worried about the Side Spam mode coming through and sort of resisting with Iron Crown.
That is a hard Pokemon to beat, but I do have tools against it. Incin's really good into it, even with the Terra Ground, I think it was.
Absolutely.
If you set up carefully, the team can deal with it. But
absolutely. Yeah. So we didn't get to see your back two in that game 2 because the Flutter Man was so convincing. I take it you did have a backup Trick Room mode just in case he did adjust against it or if things went sideways.
I had a backup Trick Room.
It's the only thing you could bring, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, very, very convincing masterclass set from one of our oldest Trick Room players. I think that was very well played. Well done.
Thank you.
We'll be back for round 4. That was round 4, wasn't it? We will be back for Top Cut. Stay tuned. Warren had to go home, but there's going to be a fairly wide pick of people who won't be in Top Cut who will be able to join me for. So it's going to be a bit of a grab bag to see who's going to join me on the mic, but stay tuned. It'll be fun. Welcome back, friends. We are into our top cut now. It's a top cut of 4, so this is our semi-finals. Brendan Roberson versus Timothy Nurse. I'm joined by my good friend Jamie Hodge.
Hey, I missed out top cut.
And now he's here.
Yeah, I got nominated.
He'll do a great job. He's done this before.
I was on a podcast once. It was pretty cool.
Born performer.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back in, and we've seen both of these teams before on stream, but not together. It's an interesting matchup.
Yeah, we should judge the names here mostly. So we have Uwu, Huz, Lester, Mo.
Can't read the other two.
I don't think we want to read the other two,
No.
I'll be honest with you.
Based off of Mo.
Yeah, and/or what the Archelodon's name is. I see plane in it, so
Yeah,
I'm going to use my imagination for what the
Yeah.
first word is. So.
never forget.
Where were
yeah.
you?
But yeah, matchup-wise, this is fairly interesting. I mean, obviously we've seen that Brendan knows his way around this hard trickery mode very, very well. Very convincing set against Peter Vals. But this time he is up against Rain, which is going to put a little bit of a damper, as it were, on the Torkoal.
Yeah, he
Jamie,
does.
am I funny?
Yes, a damper. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he is carrying the Torkoal as well, so which obviously negates the rain, but also would boost his Tim's Fluttermane as well. So
Yeah.
that's something he's got to look out for based on what variant Tim's running, which is. Or was it Peter? Am I reading?
Timothy.
It is Tim. Why do I have Pete's thing?
All right, looks like we have a very, very similar lead to the past round with Incineroar, Frigiraffe into Fluttermane and Amoonguss. There's a little bit of a choice for Brendan to make here, because I believe that Fluttermane has Taunt.
Yes, it's 3 very defensive bonds against 1 offensive in the Fluttermane, so
Yeah.
it is choice specs as well, so it does hit like a bit of a brick wall. Like I said earlier, he doesn't want the Torkoal to come out to increase that Fluttermane's, assuming it's a
Absolutely.
special attack increasing nature, but
So he has to choose between getting taunted or slapped or knocked out completely.
yeah.
So that Fluttermane is very, very well positioned at the moment. We'll have to see how he reacts to the Amoonguss, because you don't really want to be setting up with that on the field before Torkoal's in.
Based on I played Brendan before, and he actually never clicked fake out once in both the games I played, or 3 games he went to. So, here comes the Torkoal, so this will be
That's
interesting.
an
So that's going to
interesting switch.
boost the Fluttermane here. So what's Fluttermane got? Pro Simpson's boost is the speed. So that's kind of okay, to be honest. Not, probably actually best case scenario for Brendan. So
I mean, it's still going to be hitting very, very hard.
yes, but hard and fast now. So, but looks like Tim predicted that. So out comes the Pelipper.
This is a very interesting dynamic, because I think that he might have switched in that Torkoal trying to Flare Blitz onto Sun.
Possibly. We'll see what happens here. Here comes a Terror from, I can't tell who this is. The Incin.
It's
Okay.
the Insane into Grass.
Yes. So
That makes sense with the Amoonguss on the field.
so what's
but-
the, so obviously he's trying to block the Spore here, but
Yeah.
that's... So here comes the Taunt, so it's not really going to do much for Torkoal. Can't Helping Hand and or Protect anymore, but I can always guarantee that's coming out this
No.
next turn here, so...
a lot of things are played.
Oh,
that's a
unlucky
big hit.
crit, yeah.
Even through the rain, my gosh. Yeah, so
I actually thought I was about to hit like a wet noodle, but negated.
Not so.
Yeah, no.
So, like, even for all of that maneuvering and playing, like, I still think that Tim came out the worst on that exchange.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. Both these players seem to spend 15 years to select their moves. So,
Wow, it's a lot of thinking.
oh
isn't it?
man, not me. Go
Well,
full Ooga Booga mode and just
They're in top cut and we're not, so.
exactly right. 2-2 over here.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that bad for Tim in this case, because Trick Room isn't up and he does have control of the weather. Pelipper has the choice of what it wants to hit right now, so we'll have to see how he proceeds and turns this into an advantage, if he does.
Yeah, I can really guarantee you that Torkoal's coming out right now. And here it comes.
Yeah.
Steak.
Sorry, they're doing the food rounds out here. So.
Yeah. Very distracting.
Yeah. For a hungry boy.
That's a knockout for
Yeah, it's
sure.
gone.
Look at that.
So actually, surprisingly, Torkoal stayed in here. So Brendan must have some sort of plan in the back of his mind here. So it's quite confusing actually.
Yeah, maybe it was just a sack and he's trying to bring in something
Yeah.
better.
So
Ooh,
big
so-
knockoff there, knocking off the assault vest.
Yeah,
on the,
trades the Spit F boost for the defense boost.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Especially seeing Incineroar as a physical attacker. So
Yeah, but now the rain is staying up and
here comes Frigiraffe again.
yeah. Incineroar's been on the field for a while, so he's going to have to pull something in order to get his Trick Room up here. Because the Archaludon and the Pelipper have quite a lot of firepower to put out here.
Whatever he's going to go, I think he clicked Electro Shot here, which is probably best case scenario, because you kind of want to boost up your special attack for the end game.
Yeah, after that boost, it's the strongest attack as well.
Yeah,
so.
And then plus with the Bryn having a Trick Room team, obviously I feel like Tim probably knows he's got the speed advantage among all this, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it choice? Oh yeah, it's choice specs Flutter, so... It's going to be hitting hard, so we'll see what happens here. Another Weather Ball coming out from Pelipper.
He never went down. So it looks like he is focusing down on this for a draft, just to completely clamp down on the idea of any kind of Trick Room.
Yeah, so one should do it, but I think he may have selected Electro Shot into that slot, so I think like the... Yes.
Yeah, that looks like exactly what he's done. There's his boost. I don't see it going into the Incineroar, but anything can happen.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and that's a knockout.
So goodbye for Reg F. It feels like Tim is definitely in the driver's seat for the rest of this game. Anything can happen, but let's see how this goes.
Big U-turn out here.
Yeah, doing a little bit of a cycle to get his fake out back.
He's going to come straight back in, but the Intimidate's not going to really have much of an effect here, unfortunately. So
no, not so useful in this.
Ursaluna, so this is a pretty bad matchup. And he's already used his Terror as well, so I can almost guarantee that that Weather Ball going into that Ursaluna is probably going to knock it out.
There is a somewhat of a way through here at the moment. If he fakes out the Pelipper and just tries to throw a big attack into the Archaludon right now, he could switch in the Amoonguss on that slot and get a bit of Rocky Helmet chip, but nothing wants to take a headlong rush on Timothy's side right now.
No, not at all.
I think that this is definitely Brendan's shot.
Yeah. We could also see a forfeit here, but we'll see what Brendan decides he wants to do.
The other thing is, we don't know how many rain turns are left, so Pelipper could end up a little bit on the back foot, depending on when that runs out.
And Tim still has all 4 of his mons remaining.
So he has the resources to swap around.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going to select the Weather Ball into the Ursaluna slot here, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not sure where the Fake Out's going to come, if he clicks Fake Out at all.
I would say that he has to, unless he's trying something crazy.
Yeah. No, straight Weather Ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was no way in hell he was living that, unfortunately.
A little bit of an overextension, but that's all right. It's only game 1.
So we've got a Drag Pulse coming in here from the Archaludon.
Yeah, a +1 that's going to be,
Well, it actually did less than I thought, to be honest. Oh, it is a solid vest, so...
Ooh.
It still lives, so unfortunately I think that is game, so...
Yeah, the Incineroar is the only thing left standing.
Yeah, so nice Hurricane here.
Yeah. Convincing win from Tim.
Yeah, very clean.
Let's see how Brendan adjusts.
I did wonder how Brendan could play that game a bit differently, but I feel like the weather control was pretty important. Obviously, Tim knows he needs the Torkoal gone, because obviously with the Archaludon, pretty important to have the Electro shots go off from 1 turn instead of 2.
Yeah, totally.
So he played it very well.
Yeah, I think that conceding the weather advantage and letting so many things go down so quickly, I feel like Brendan might be playing a little bit safely going into game 2.
Yeah, exactly. I think even having...
quite.
He just sent it. I think having Torkoal on your team is pretty crazy in a produce synthesis strong meta. So obviously you got Raging Bolts getting around everywhere. Same with Incin, so those Flare Blitz and the special attack.
Yeah,
invested
absolutely.
in the Raging Bolts,
You don't see a lot of these rain archetypes. It does have to be said, but yeah, I mean, he was able to use the Sun to great effect in his round 4 match, so
that's game 1.
Definitely a good
done.
archetype. All right.
So waiting for the players to set up here. It'll be interesting to see how both players adjust. I feel like Tim's lead was very, very strong compared to what Brendan's was. So
it was interesting because he didn't get a lot of value out of that first turn, he still kind of got the position that he wanted out of it.
Yeah, I don't feel like Brendan actually attacked a whole lot that game.
No.
He was very defensive from the get-go, where I think Tim had all the cards in that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
he got that one big hit off on the Flutter, and
that was it.
Didn't even hit it. It didn't even lose it. So.
No. So we'll see what happens in the selection screen right now. The most important thing, what music's playing in the background? We can't hear it.
I don't think there is any music. It's just the beautiful sound of our voices.
No, what a scam.
Whatever music they're playing over there.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no copyright. So.
But yeah, it looks like he's going a lot more offensive off the bat here.
So this is pretty important here. So he's got to bring the Pelipper then if he's selecting Mo the Urshifu, so...
Yeah, he could be going all in on the rain mode this time.
Yeah.
The Amoonguss didn't really perform that much in this game. It was mainly the other pieces that did the bulk of the work.
Because then we wonder if Robeson is going to bring the talk at all this game. So it did next to nothing last game.
I would expect that he probably won't lead it again.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't lead it the first time, but he was quite quick to bring it out on the field.
Yeah, because from memory, I do believe that his Robeson's Flight Domain is special attack natured. So from the proto boost, he gets special attack, plus it's also choice spec. So it one shots a lot. Plus with Terra Fairy, so they're very, very strong. Not a lot of things can live that, unfortunately. So Assault Vest, maybe Steel Mons is probably your only bet, but there's not a lot of them running around. So
I mean, Archaludon doesn't even resist those fairy hits, so maybe Amoonguss is needed here, but it's all about position control. I don't know that Peter will allow him to get that.
No. So Brendan's taking his full, was it 45 seconds? What's the blocking time?
Yeah.
Minute and a half. He's using his full minute and a half to lock in the team there. So here we go. Coming into the game 2 now. Could be the second and last game. We'll see how we go.
Looks
so
like
same leads as last time.
Yep. And the adjustment from Tim.
So we'll see what happens. Surely there's a fake out here from the Incin into the Urshifu. And it all depends if the Fluttermane can knock out the Farigiraf, because he's probably going with a Trick Room up, because that was pretty important last time.
It could well just taunt again.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty important. He's hovering. No, he's going straight for the offensive play here.
Calling out that Brendan isn't going to fake out this time and just doubling the Farigiraf. We'll see if that works out for him.
Because what I think, other than the Amoonguss, which I can't remember if he brought or not, there's no other Mons on Tim's side that can really play in Trick Room. So
no, and he really needs the Trick Room for this team to even function.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tim has sort of conceded by benching the Amoonguss this time, but I feel like that taunt is a very, very powerful tool in his back pocket here.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of silly not to, but also, again, he is spec, so if he wants to waste the... Because then he's guaranteed to have to swap out his... so again, another Terra Grass, so...
I mean, in the face of an Urshifu, that's always a smart decision.
Yeah, almost the definition of insanity at this point, so... Nice U-turn
and he
coming.
Hasn't faked out.
Kind of hit like a wet noodle there, unfortunately. Again, that is intimidated as well, so...
I believe that the Flutter locked in Moonblast.
Yeah,
so
I believe it is.
Also calling out that he would try and get value out of the turn in the event of a taunt. So
I feel like he may have U-turned expecting the Torkoal to come out, but it hasn't in this case. So
it may have been a little premature, but the Archaludon is a fairly safe switch. He might get a stamina boost here. We'll see if that's what he chooses to do. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, because the Incin's probably going to go straight. Probably straight Flare Blitz, right? But here comes the Pelipper, so actually not worst case if he does Flare Blitz, because at least he popped the Sash then, so it's not the end of the world.
This is fun actually, because it's a Weather Ball Pelipper, so if that Torkoal does come... that changes the game completely. A live on the Farigiraf, that means that we might well get Trick Room here.
So U-turn coming from the Pelipper, which is from the Incin, which is interesting.
Yeah, so
with a critical hit.
He has gotten the Weather Initiative here. If he clicked Trick Room, this is a hugely commanding position for Brendan.
I think smart play would be the Trick Room, but I don't think he would have gone. I think he does have a Hyper Voice on the Farigiraf.
Yeah, but it comes down to whether or not he called the taunt.
Yeah, that's it's surviving that Moonblast is actually really big. I feel like Tim actually might be better off maybe Surgeon Striking or even close combating the Farigiraf instead of the U-turn, but I think he predicted the Torkoal to come out, possibly into that slot. Oh no, we have an Ogerpon here, so I'm actually going to assume that the Torkoal has not come to this game.
Yeah, so he's just chosen to attack.
This is actually probably best case scenario for Tim there, I'll be honest with you.
So, I mean, that Ogerpon is in a very good position at the moment because its sturdy is intact. Fluttermane is locked in, and it could just take out that Pelipper in one hit right now. And I think that Tim really needs to preserve that in the event of the Torkoal.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident the Ogerpon's probably going to outspeed the Pelipper here. I'm not sure how the Ogerpon's trained. It is on a Trick Room team, so it could be a slow Ogerpon, but
They're
normally
usually fast so that they can get the slow U-turn
yeah,
after Trick Room
normally
goes up.
on a Trick Room team, you kind of have one fast mon that's
Yeah.
kind of there for a bit of support, plus obviously the follow me from the Ogerpon. So
Yeah, and he has a flutter of his own as well, so...
So the Pelipper's coming back here, so good play from Tim. So he's going to bring back the Arcalon. So if
Yeah,
the
there it is.
Ogerpon targeted that slot, it's going to be a free stamina boost, so which is good going forward, seeming he's got 2 more physical attackers on his team, so he's going to need that buff.
There we go. This Ivy Cudgel
Into Fluttermane, interesting.
Oh, no, it went into the Arcalon,
Yeah,
so-
it kind of looked like he was facing towards
Yeah.
the Fluttermane.
Good switch from Tim.
Yeah, perfect. Good read. I guess that's probably why it shows Tim's one of the best players in Perth. So
Yeah,
top,
Timothy
yeah,
knows.
top. I think he just said before he's 19th in the Australia leaderboards right now. So he's.
And that's the
if,
flutter.
if we do the cutoff today, he gets his invite to Worlds. So
Absolutely, totally.
Showing why he deserves
Stop
it.
the count.
Stop the count.
But yeah, so the Fluttermane from Brendan confirms that the Torkoal has been benched in this game.
Yeah. So, which to be honest is fair. Didn't really
Yeah.
do much last game. So
I think he's kind of given up on the idea of getting a Trick Room up this game.
yeah. So we're just gonna see who's Fluttermane's faster. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume Tim's just purely based on Fluttermane. There it
I
is.
believe so, yeah. Because
So
I believe
survives.
you mentioned that Brendan's Fluttermane is special attack booster,
Yes,
right?
correct. So, and obviously we saw
Yeah.
earlier that Tim's was speed boosted.
Yes, so
Power
Modest
Whip.
versus Timid.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Ooh.
that gets the distance. Power Whip, hugely powerful attack. Down goes the Fluttermane.
Yeah, so we're still waiting for the Arcalodon to attack here, I believe. Flash cannon into the Fluttermane should knock it out based on its HP.
Yeah, so
out.
that's a fair trade on both sides.
Yeah, so who we got? So we got Urshi in the back, which is scarce, so it should outspeed, depending on the investment, outspeed almost everything. The only thing it's probably going to have a hard time dealing with is probably the Incineroar.
Yeah, he's quite vulnerable to fake out at the moment.
Because obviously Surging Strikes isn't really bothered by Intimidate much, but close combat's probably his best move to click here, unfortunately. So
That Cornerstone Ogerpon looking menacing at the moment.
Yeah.
Both of the same type attack bonus attacks, capable of hitting everything on Timothy's team, aside from the Arcalodon, which is quite low.
yes. So from a health point of view, I definitely feel like Brennan's kind of in the driver's seat, except for the Urshifu on the back. But
Yeah.
if it close combats into that Incin slot, then I feel like the Ogerpon's just going to knock it out. So I don't think he's committed Terra yet, has he either, Tim?
I don't believe so,
No.
no. So he could just go Terra Water and just run away with the
Yeah.
game.
So I don't know what the Terra is on the. I don't have his team sheet up.
I believe that he Terra Grassed the Incineroar, so that is
Yeah.
something that would stand in the way of that
Yeah,
win
so yeah,
con.
Brendan 100% Terra, committed Terra to Incin, which was grass, correct. Yeah, I'm not sure what Tim's done yet. So taking his, there we go. He's committing to the Terra right now.
Terra goes.
Big call.
That is a big call right now, because he's hedging his bets that the Ogerpon is going to try and focus down the Arcalodon or just ignore entirely. He could follow me, he could protect.
Yeah.
I think if I was in this position,
Ivy
I
Cudgel
would.
coming in, so
Yeah.
unfortunately a bit of a wasted Terra there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, perhaps he felt he didn't need it.
yeah. Like I said, I don't think we've seen Robeston click fake out at all. So technically this Incin's getting around with only 3 moves, so this is quite interesting.
But no, down to sturdy that goes,
Yeah.
and the Arcalodon holds on.
Yeah, so there goes the Assault Vest, which I'm actually not sure if it really matters at this point.
I very much doubt it, but yeah. So Tim has the initiative now. He can just Surging Strikes into the Ogerpon and attack the Incineroar with Body Press or with any other move.
So is this a
U-turn is an interesting lock here.
Is
I
this
feel
a
like
2v2 right now, or is it?
it's 2v3. I believe the Fridrife is still alive in the
Okay,
back.
yeah, awesome. So big U-turn coming out here from the.
Yeah, that Spiky
Perfect,
Shield was
good
not going to
play.
make a difference
No.
there.
So down goes the Ogerpon there.
Down goes Ogerpon.
So we'll see what the body press from Archalodon into Incin. Should probably do about half, yes. Perfect. Knockoff, so
Okay. I mean, there wasn't much else he could do to the Urshifu there, but even so, I don't feel like you want to give him that much freedom. Oh, the
the
Fridrife
Frigga
is
is gone. So unfortunately I feel like, and there goes the battle.
Yeah.
So Tim comes on with 2-0. So Tim Timothy Nurse is going to your finals of your Diablo's Cup.
Very well played from Timothy Nurse.
So reached his BFL. So he's just here gatekeeping at this point. So
yeah, absolutely.
Very, very, very big for him.
I'm fairly sure that Brendan also has his BFL. So
oh, really?
yeah,
So,
they're together gatekeeping the entire tournament.
Let someone else have it. Come on, guys. Let's be real.
It's always the same guy.
Yeah, I know, right? There's me, Mr. Zero CP.
Yeah.
I think it was like my third one this year.
Yeah. Life isn't fair, is it, Jamie?
No, so that's all right. You can't win them all.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we can get Tim over for a winner's interview, or
absolutely.
If you want to be savage, get Robeson over for a loser's interview. So,
no, you don't want to do any more talking.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't want to eat my food.
Yeah,
so.
Jamie has a steak to eat, so we'll be back shortly with our winner's interview with Timothy Nurse. All right, I am joined by Timothy Nurse for a very, very short winners interview. Finals is pretty much ready to go, so let's make this one quick. We've talked about your team.
Yep.
Let's go through that matchup.
I mean, me personally, I'm a big fan of the matchup. Bro has the two modes. He has the corner upon flutter mode or the trick room mode. I think the trick room mode, I just have a great position into. If he wants to set someone with Torkoal, I have Pelipper. Even if he brings in Torkoal after me, Torkoal only has spread moves. I have wide guard, so I can lock it down. His Farigiraf, pretty vulnerable. I have Choice Specs, Taunt, Flutter. We saw I scared him so much game 1. Game 2 doesn't set Trick Room.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't able to do much after that.
Yeah, I feel like he had all the tools that you needed to get through that. Like, special shout out to the Taunt on Specs Flutter main. Was that like something you had in mind when you made that moveset decision?
Well, no, it was a part of the team that I
Sure.
copied it from, and it was like the only other thing you do is Power Gem.
Yeah.
You know, fire types.
On
you
a
have
rain mode, yeah, you're fine forever.
It's like calm. Just run Taunt for like Among Us and Hard Trick Room.
Totally. So yeah, it was just you were able to suppress all of his options and just take it out. Still a great set. Like I feel like Brendan really tried to pull on every string he could. Maybe he let you take a couple too many KOs in game 1.
Game 1, it was kind of cooked after the turn 1.
Yeah.
Because I can threaten Weather Ball into Torkoal. I taunted him so he can't protect it. So he either loses Torkoal, or he has to switch in Ursaluna, which dies, or he switches in Farigiraf, which took 60%, and then probably dies to another Weather Ball. It's like terrible spot there.
Yeah, Jamie and I were saying after that turn 1, it didn't seem like you'd gotten a lot of value out of that turn after all of the switching in the mind games and the weather wars. Like, you took a chunk of damage on your Flutter and like didn't really achieve much, but the position was really quite good after that turn.
Yeah.
You were really able to turn it around.
Yeah, especially with him already using his Terra off the bat, so it's calm. Pelipper can 2-shot it with Hurricane.
Yeah.
He can't Terra his Ursaluna later to take a Weather Ball. So
yeah, there was a lot of commitment on that first turn. Yeah, well, very well played. We will see you again in finals. I'm sure they're waiting for you.
I'm gonna beat your ass, boy.
No.
No. Prepare your butthole.
Try to be professional. Okay, welcome back. We have our finals matchup. It's Timothy Nurse, who you just saw win the semifinals on stream, versus Jared Clappin, who has made it all the way to the top with his 2-2-2 team, Fluttermane, Chiyu, Ironcrown and DD, Landorus and Tornadus. I'm joined by Matthew Slocum.
Hello everybody. We have a weather versus terrain war here, so is there weather on Jared's team? Jared, I believe, does have sunny day on his Tornadus.
So that could be quite a thing here, couldn't it?
Yes, there's going to be a lot of weather wars between the two, switching if Timothy does decide to go that route. But we also are going to have to see how because Jared's team look quite fast, it's quite offensive. You've got your Flutterfish, you've got your Torn Lando, and you've got your Side Spam. So how is Tim going to counteract the speed from Jared's side?
Totally. Like, the impression I get from Jared's team is that he either wins or he doesn't. So, do you think he'll have the capacity to overwhelm this build from Tim?
I think absolutely. It's going to come down to the first couple of turns for sure. But we also see Tim locking in quite a offensive 4 months. So.
A very forward build from him with the Chien-Pao and the Urshifu. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's see how it plays out. I'm assuming Jared is going to bring the Torn in some capacity. I think he needs it, whether he leads it or not. We get Ironcrown DD, so we're going straight into terrain.
Into the side spam mode.
Yep.
So this doesn't look that bad for Tim off of the bat. No. Because he can just U-turn out with the Urshifu and the Chien-Pao is sitting pretty. He does have to worry about attacking on cutter though.
He does have to worry about attacking on cutter. And
he's Terra Grass on the Ndidi, so it's not entirely safe here, even if he does choose to follow me.
There is also the issue that his only dark move on the Chien-Pao is the Sucker Punch, which he cannot use right now.
Correct. So the Ironcrown is actually quite safe.
Quite safe, yep. Until he also has Ice Spinner though, so we can see the Ice Spinner come out here.
Yes. That's a very, very
Crown's
good call.
going to get a good turn here.
So I think the Ndidi is very much disinclined to Terra this turn. So maybe Tim could leverage that on this first turn. We'll see what happens.
Quick lock in there from Tim. We'll see what Jared does.
I think he knows what he's doing.
He's taking his time. He's got to think about it. There is a lot of things that can happen this turn. I think Tim's got a pretty safe play coming here.
I reckon.
The other interesting thing I want to see is the Focus Blast on Jared's Ironcrown.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that miss.
In the back.
I don't think he's going to hit it.
I don't think he's going to hit it. I see the Terra coming out.
So that's Terra Water, as is normal.
Yep.
So hedging against that Surging Strikes, but also against any potential ice moves coming its way. Not that it needed that. Chien-Pao protects, that makes sense, and I think the Urshifu is just going to get out of there.
It's just going to get right out of there. Good chunk onto the Ndidi. We also didn't see a Follow Me come out. So indeed, it could be setting up a nice trick ring potentially here.
Potentially, I didn't see what stat the booster energy on Ironcrown boosted.
Special attack.
That would make a lot of sense.
For speed,
I think you better hope that he didn't.
He just went for the sidekick.
Yeah, just a
very good switch by Tim.
Easy hit onto the Arcaludon. Doesn't do a lot, but here is the potential for the Focus Blast to come out.
That's right. There is a couple of options here for the Ironcrown. You could attack and cutter the Chien-Pao or Focus Blast the Arch. I don't believe the Focus Blast would get the kill with the Assault Vest, but I don't know that calc.
No.
Surprisingly enough, we do not know that calc. But the Chien-Pao also potentially in a bit of danger.
Jared is the type of player to go all in on Helping Hand Focus Blast. So that might happen, or he might choose to play
like that.
safe with the Tachyon cover. Tim does have the Terror in his back pocket, so I doubt that will take it.
I didn't see what Tim looked in, but what I could also see is a nice Ice Spinner into the NGD slot. He's swapping out the Chien-Pao anyway.
Either way, let's see if Jared plays it safe or not.
There's the Pelipper coming out. Set up that rain.
He's lining up an Electric Shot on that weakness.
I believe he is. But the Ironcrown goes out anyway. It's a good switch. And the Lando. If it was an Electric Shot into that slot, then that's a very good turn for Jared then. Seeing the Terror come out. So he was worried about the Focus Blast.
He was.
He's tearing.
I think he did good. It's not too committal.
Yeah, it's not going to because Jared's not going to expanding force there. There's no good expanding force there. He goes for the follow me, which is
so he's allowing himself to take a hit when he didn't need to potentially.
Yeah. Maybe just worried if there was any other moves that were coming out in that slot.
Yeah.
Especially from the chin power as well.
Yeah, there is a world in which... Ooh, he lives that.
Indeed, he lives the +1.
Yeah. There is a world in which the chin power stayed in and he didn't want to switch into an ice spinner.
Yes, of course. Yes. Alright, so now we get more redirection, but there's a Pelipper on the field, and the Pelipper loves playing against this Landorus.
Absolutely. It's doing okay into it. I feel like Jared could get a fairly decent hit into the Archaludon right now.
That is a good chunk.
Perhaps the Psychic could even pick it up now that it's turret.
Maybe. I didn't quite see how much damage it did before, but we get the speed control set up here nicely, and there's the electric shot coming out, so that indeed he is going down here.
I don't think that Tim is going to allow that to happen.
No, and that also means we would have no more psychic terrain.
But that's true.
And we still have the crown in the back.
I think it
The
only has
crit
a
mattered.
couple more turns.
I think we have 2 more turns of psychic terrain, maybe 1 after this turn.
So
and we have
awkward position for Jared now that Tailwind's
yes.
up.
And we got a +2 Archaludon on the field.
He has his own Tornadus though, so he's still somewhat in the driving seat, but this is still very, very tricky because that Pelipper can just take the Landorus right now.
Yes. I'm struggling. We've got Sludge Bomb and Bleak Wind to hit the Pelipper.
His Tornadus is Cobra Cloak, so...
Yeah. I could see a nice... He's got a pretty clear hit onto the Archaludon if he does want to go for that. But then you need to be careful of that Pelipper in the slot next to it.
You do.
Weather Ball would do a lot to that Landorus.
So we're still at an even 3-3 score. That makes a lot of sense. I think... Oh, very clever play right there.
That would turn that Weather Ball into a Fire-type move, so it's no longer super effective against the Landorus.
And the Archaludon is now locked into Electroshot if he clicked it, but not going to let that happen. That's +2 Dragon Pulse. Away he goes.
That means no Tailwind for Jared.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Sunny Day was a clever play there, but I don't think Tim was likely to fall for that.
No. Now we have Crown and Lando versus Arch and Pelipper.
And Tailwind is still up.
Tailwind is still up. We have 2 more turns of Tailwind on Tim's side.
Yeah, I don't think this looks good for Jared in this game 1.
It's going to be hard to kill the Pelipper. Still doable. Archaludon's pretty low.
I mean,
but it is +2.
Pelipper is not a sturdy Pokemon at the best of times, so
Not on the special side.
the Crown could still knock through it, and even the Lando could with Sludge Bomb. But with the speed initiative, I don't think it's going to matter.
This is the Weather Ball. See how much this Fire-type Weather Ball does to the Lando. Ooh.
Oh,
And
with the
crit
critical
comes
hit
out.
again.
That is a lot of damage. I think
not
that
I
double
think
takes
you need
it out
to.
anyway.
Yeah. How is the Crown going to try and claw this back? He just goes for the expanding force.
Ooh.
That's enough.
Double crit. That was 2 crits.
Oh.
That is insane.
Absolute scenes here at Diablo as well.
Now
3 crits.
I think there's 1 more turn of Tailwind on Tim's side. So there's no more Psychic Terrain, so we can't... No more... there's a Gem Power as well. There's no more double target expanding forces.
No, but...
There's no rain either, which means Hurricane is not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But I see
With Sun up, like...
a lot of damage.
I feel like this is just the way at this point. He needs to take down the Urshifu if he has any chance of making it through this turn, let alone the game.
CC is a lot.
Oh, it's another crit!
That was 4 crits in a row, I believe.
Amazing.
This is crazy stuff.
And
Here's the Weather Ball.
only contributed to 1 of them. Yeah, that's enough to clean up the game.
Alright, there's game 1 going to Timothy Nurse. I think the biggest issue for Jared is going to be that Pelipper, because we saw that even when the sun was up, it was still able to work out a way to keep Timothy in the game. He's got the Tailwind, even the Fire type. Even though they crit both of the Fire type weather balls we still saw it did a good chunk.
It did.
It was still probably 2-shot the Lando Eye, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we'll have to see how
crits
Jared...
aside, I don't think we can make any calls on damage rolls at this point.
I don't think so. We'll have to see how Jared can adapt.
I think that there is room for adaptation here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think Tim had quite a good lead with the Chen Pao and getting the call right on turn one, getting that chunk into Ndidi. And a lot of Jared's help will be able to come from the redirection that Ndidi provides. But he lost that
absolutely
without being able to get much advantage out of it yet.
I feel like Jared may want to mix his cores a little bit here. But like perhaps leaning on the Sunny Day a little bit more than he already did.
Maybe, yeah.
It was a good call out in that game one. It just didn't work out in that specific instance. But I feel like something like the Chiyu could do a lot of good work under Sun.
If he can get the weather walls up, I think that's the biggest thing. He needs to get his weather control up nice and early, which means he needs to force the Pelipper out and then be able to take care of it while keeping his own Torn alive.
Absolutely. So yeah, I feel like the side spam mode was a good way to go. He just came up against the Chen Pao very early, so I don't think it's a good lead.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how he responds here. All right. Here comes game two.
So we have the same lead from Tim. Let's see what. So Jared has changed it up. We have the Flutter Torn this time.
Tornadoes and the Flutter, very interesting. That's a very good response to this team, to this lead actually.
So this is a Focus Sash Flutter main on Jared's side.
Yeah. It has all of the moves you expect.
Yep.
It does have Dazzling Gleam, so he could go right off the rip with a Sunny Day Dazzling Gleam or something of the like here.
We'll have to also see what stat gets boosted by the sun, whether it is a special attack or a speed boost to Flutter. Focus Sash, I'm assuming it's max, so it's likely going to be speed.
I would imagine so.
But we also did see a pretty cheeky little play from Tim here.
Yeah, there's a lot of priority on the side of the board right now, so Tailwind doesn't really seem like the go here.
Jared's going all in on this turn.
I wonder if that's enough damage considering that the Sunny Day is going to clamp down on the
I think
Aquajet.
Sunny Day, he didn't go for Sunny Day, which means Aquajet gets full damage and Ice Shard comes out and it's enough to take out the Flutter.
So perhaps he Bleak Winded instead, in which case the Urshifu could
still go down.
Yeah, it's still not a great trade for Jared, having lost his Tarot, but...
Let's see what Sunny Day... Oh, he did go... Oh, they're all
because
faster.
of the...
Yes.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that's a Scarf Urshifu, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely.
There's something we missed as well. But yes, so the Sunny Day did go last because it was slower than both the Chen Pao and the Urshifu in the priority bracket.
Wow.
So Timothy snipes the Flutter for basically for free.
Basically for free. Lost his Terror. That's a huge setback.
He
to
can
have
very
in game
easily
two
get
when
that
you're down
weather
a
back
game.
in control as well.
He can.
So we'll have to see if he can pull this one back.
Yeah. I think there's still potential for that to happen, but that's a big knock.
Yeah. The Terragon as well is not ideal. We'll see what he has in the back. He has the Ndidi. So there's no Chiyu or Lando, which I think is better. I think if there was Chiyu or Lando in the back, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, but this is very, very passive from Jared.
It is?
He has clamped down on the priority. Tornadoes is still vulnerable here. But
yeah. Tornadoes is vulnerable.
But he can rely on the switch out from Urshifu here because it's not doing a lot of damage even if it does hit the Torn.
Yeah. You could switch Pelipper in, of course, but then you give the guaranteed Bleak Wind hit, which is probably not the best play.
Not the greatest idea. And even though it is Aquajet in Rain, I don't think it's taking out an entire Torn.
No, it's
not from there. Okay. So yeah, he switches out. Just bringing in the bridge, that makes sense. I'd imagine that he's lost his Pelipper in that case.
The Torn's also switching out.
Torn goes.
Here's the Iron Crown. What does the Indeedee go for? Does it go for Follow Me? Does it go for Trick Room? The Ice Spinner says no Follow Me. Ice Spinner will get rid of that Psychic terrain.
Yeah, that's a little awkward for Jared,
It
having
is.
both of his Ice Bear Mons out of the field with no terrain.
That's right. Which means the Sucker Punch is now active on the Chen Power. The Trick Room does go off.
That's an interesting adjustment to make.
I think it's fine.
I think
The
it's
Archalion
fine.
will be faster.
Yeah.
But you've got now the
This could
Crown
well-
should be faster than the Urshifu and the Chen Power.
This could well be the time for our Helping Hand Focus Blast.
It could be. We'll have to see how much damage this
I was him,
Electro
I'd do
Shot
it.
does.
Yeah. And if he's clicking that, then that means he's going to Pelipper for sure. Let's see what happens here. He hasn't got any boosts on that bridge yet, so I think that Iron Crown may well be out of range of that
It
Electro
has
Shot.
taken an Ice Spinner.
It has. And it's not the sturdiest, but we've seen it take a couple hits even today, so
There's the switch out.
let's see how it takes this. There's our Pelipper.
He's gone Follow Me. No Helping Hand, but let's see what move
could
comes.
just still be
I
a
think
dry
it has to
focus
be a
blast.
dry focus blast. There's no other way through this Archalion with Fluttermane gone. Okay.
I think he
DG
just
takes
sends
that
it.
quite well. Folks,
He goes for it and it hits! How much? How much damage?
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
lot of damage. That is a very respectable amount of damage right there. The issue is, I don't know
It's
if
not
anything
quite enough.
else that it
HP
has
is-
kills it.
HP is a resource, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't think that Indeedee is going to be able to pick up that last bit of HP with
No,
his
definitely
terrain.
not. And I don't think that Tachyon or Psychic, oh, sorry, Expanding Force from the Crown would do it either.
Yeah, so I think the
Potentially
Trick
expanding.
Rune is potentially coming back to bite him here.
Yeah.
He could try to protect and reverse it here.
I still think he needed up to deal with what's
Yeah,
in the back,
he's
unfortunately.
sort of sandwiched between this and the 2 months in the back, so
Yeah.
it's an awkward position. And
Pelipper and the Archer likely now faster.
yeah, and they could easily just double the Indeedee and consolidate their advantage.
There's the Follow Me. Electro Shot.
He could also just Expanding Force in the face of the potential wide guard here.
You can, yes. I think. See what Jared has done, but if he can isolate this to a point where there's the Expanding Force.
Interesting that the Crown is
Crown is faster than the Pelipper
in Trick Room.
on the Trick Room.
Yeah.
That actually bodes quite well.
Yeah, but it is Focus Sash, which means he gets his attack off, and
Yeah.
now that's a very, very boosted Archaludon, and it's like
Yeah.
it could use any attack to take out the Crown now.
And there is no Protect on the Torn. Oh, there is Protect.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he could try and make a read here.
I think if with there being no terrain is hard, you'd want Chen Pao and Urshifu in the back on the field at the same times with Trick Room up, so you can deal with them both cleanly
Yeah.
in one turn. But the issue is that he needs to protect the turn because Electroshot will kill it, but he also needs to kill both Archalion and Pelipper this
Yeah,
turn.
but I think he needs to make a read because the Crown play
Yeah.
makes the most sense for Tim. That Jared could protect it and just go all in with it with the Tornadus, and I think at this point in game 2, being down a game, I think he needs to do something like that in order to claw it back.
I do think we need to get a nice call here on the Protect.
That wide card makes a lot of sense to hedge against that.
Yeah.
That's a safe play from Tim.
There's the Protect from Torn.
I don't see it living this.
There's the Wide Guard.
Maybe the wide guard
It's
was
going to come down to if this +2
maybe the Sunny Day was the right
maybe
call.
+3 Electroshot.
Yeah, nothing's living that. Let's see if he targeted the Torn at least. They're shaking hands over there. I don't know.
And the Iron Crown is taken out.
Well done.
And the players are shaking hands, so that is going to be the game. I don't believe Tornadus can 1v4 here.
It could try.
Very well. And that is Tim taking the cup.
Absolutely.
And the accessory
Very
bag.
well played. It's all about the accessory
It's all
bag,
about
isn't
the
it,
accessory
Matt?
bag.
Very well played by our competitors. Congratulations to Tim. We will not be interviewing him a third time.
Very well played, very well played. The turn one definitely, I think, locked the game in then.
I think absolutely.
Quite a rough. Jared is coming over now.
Yeah. You know what? How about we interview Jared instead?
I'm very sorry about that turn one.
This guy's already had an interview.
Is that your third?
Yeah. Bro's building up a monopoly on these freaking bags.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Stream appearances and...
Did you expect the double priority turn one from Tim?
If I had even slightly anticipated it, I would not have.
You've
I would
done
not have,
something different.
Yeah. No, I just.
They never see it.
Yeah.
They never see it coming.
It's the end. It's the end of the day, and I did not collect all of the options that he has available to him in my head before I
These
chose
things
my
will
moves.
happen.
That's what we discussed. It was going to be a turn one deciding game, I think.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
I was
way you
saying
went.
that like you're running the kind of team where either you win or you don't win.
Yeah, that's
And-
true. I mean, I've been in a surprising number of 3-game sets today. Like I expect with I expect with my team to kind of for it to be over quickly. And to be fair, it has been both times I've been on stream today. But
We also were hoping you would send it with a helping hand, focus blast into
I was thinking
Yeah.
about it, but I'm genuinely, I was like, I really want to do this, but like, if his bridge is slower than my crown, then I'm pretty sure it just kills me.
Yeah.
And it was, so I think I made the right play in that turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a lot of other plays that weren't the right play, but that one I stand by.
Did get to see the focus blast hit on stream.
Yes,
100%,
absolutely.
100% hit rate in this
It's a
game.
mythical
Exactly.
animation.
It did-
isn't
yeah.
No
it did
one's
not
used
miss.
that.
Yeah.
It did not miss this game at all.
I
so-
will defend my choice to run Focus Blast over Terra Blast on the Terra Water Crown, specifically because I have Sunny Day on the team.
Yeah.
So it gives me more options.
It makes a level of sense.
Yeah. It's plus it's better if I haven't.
funny.
It's good. It is funny.
It is funny.
It is
It's
funny.
funny.
It's funny. I don't have to Terra to do it.
Yep.
That's right.
It's good. I've enjoyed using it. I've enjoyed using this team.
Very good. Very good to hear.
Excellent.
Thanks. You want to talk to Tim?
Yeah. Any words from our winner?
How you feeling?
Boom! That's it.
Just imagine him doing the LeBron thing where he puts a crown on his head as well.
You guessed the Iron Crown.
Hell yeah.
Very well done, you two. Nothing else to say?
It was a fucking HO matchup. You just gotta ball out.
Yeah, that's it. We were saying that like, Jab was like all balls to the wall, and like you just had to sort of like play around it, I suppose. Yeah.
He had a lot of options, and he definitely used them better than I used mine.
Alright guys,
But
we got final standing.
it's a sick team though. I can't be mad to lose to it. It's cool to see Rainbridge still going in Reg F.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. A deserving team to win the day.
Also, the series of crits in that first game.
That was
What the
bizarre.
actual
That was
shit
four,
was
Yeah.
There was 4 crits in a row.
Yeah.
I was saying that Urshifu was only accountable for one of them.
And it wasn't Surging Strike.
And it wasn't Surging Strikes, yeah.
There he is.
This shit has been happening to me
guy's so
all
lucky.
day today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Genuinely.
yeah.
In
You-
both directions.
You made it to finals because you got unlucky. Yeah.
I got no. I made it to finals because I overcame getting unlucky.
Yeah.
And then I got lucky.
And then your luck ran out.
And then my luck ran out. Yeah. So it's alright. Not everyone can go home with a goodie bag today.
That's all right.
But it's
Finals
alright.
is a great finish.
I'm happy to be here.
Alright, we're going to do a live Series
live
5
unboxing.
prize
Yeah.
pack.
We don't have a camera, so
That's
I can-
okay. You can
You can
guys
just
can
listen
hear
to us tear our card
Thank you
packs.
very much.
And we'll tell you what's in them.
Listening to open
Thanks,
just the O2.
This is
I want to shout out Aaron Apollos for running today.
Absolutely. Aaron Apollos and Diablo's phone.
Yeah.
shout
Thank
out,
you for
Yeah.
putting on these
shout
cups.
out Robeson as well
Robeson for
the
setting up a
equipment.
stream, and these lovely
Yeah.
couple of guys for casting. I'm looking forward to listening to it back.
Rip in pieces to Scarlet and Violet. We will never be back.
You will not be missed.
Yeah.
My goodness.
We will not be returning.
Yeah. don't worry about Melbourne regionals.
No.
That's champions.
We're
right?
not worried about Melbourne regionals.
Just don't fuck with me on my home turf, okay?
See you, champions.
Always
All
got the
right.
advantage.
Here's up there.
One of these turns.
I got nothing in my pack.
You got nothing in
I
your
got
pack?
nothing.
I don't know. I like the pretty cards, so I'm going to tell the people what I got in my card.
That's right.
Even if people would call it nothing, that's something to me.
And
I
that's
have
the important thing.
a Techno Radar, a Jet Energy, a Morpeko. I have a Technical Machine Evolution. That's not what they do, but it's shiny. I have a shiny Boss's Order.
Shiny boss's orders would be worth like $5, I reckon.
Oh yeah. Well, I got $5 and an Electric Energy and the fucking thing.
And then it didn't matter.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Sweet. All right.
Alrighty.
We are going to sign off now. Thank you all for joining us and have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the flip.
Bye, friendo.